Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of
You were
Tony
a
and
Lawrence Welk
Truckin.
watcher. How close am
That's
I?
right.
Yeah, incorrect.
Incorrect.
All right, let me take care of the cat real quick, then we'll be on the road.
You didn't go for a good polka or maybe some good some of that good orchestra music.
No, I passed. Grandmother listened, but not me.
Oh yeah, Grandma Hughie was all about some Lawrence Welk, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a fan of his and did not like Frank Sinatra. A virulent hatred of Frank Sinatra, as a matter of fact. So
that's a rather waspy thing to, shall we say, be involved in at that era.
She rarely cursed, but she cursed when she talked about Frank Sinatra.
What? Like she had a visceral dislike of Frank Sinatra?
I would call it a visceral hatred of Frank Sinatra.
Not.
Don't know why. Don't know why.
Not. Simply not cool. As we visit today with, you bow your head when you say thy name, the great Mike Hugan, and joining us on 3. Hugie, week 0 is 8 days away or 9 days away? Where are we?
Next Saturday, so 9 days.
9 days, okay. Anything good? Anything good week 0?
Yeah, Illinois, Nebraska, and I think that's become even more interesting with the news this week that Nebraska is being investigated by the NCAA. When the Huskers hired Scott Frost, it looked like,
all right, we're back. We're ready.
Oh my God, what a perfect fit. He was
Mike,
a player there.
hooligan
icon
on.
To the Huskers fans. He understands what it takes to win there. He has the connection to Tom Osborne, but also understands how to win in today's football with his version of the spread. But it has been unsuccessful, to say the least. They really struggle on both sides of the ball. A lot of pressure on Frost this year, and it has been ratcheted up by the news that the school is under investigation. And there's been a lot of stuff written in the last 24 hours that if you were on the fence about Scott Frost, that fence, you might be ready to jump off onto the let's move on side. But at the same time, I think Tennessee fans can tell you can't just continually recycle coaches and expect to regain the magic. And ever since Osborne retired, Nebraska stayed a little bit successful with Frank Solich playing for the national title. Then they got rid of Solich, and then everything has gone to hell in a way. Bill Callahan changed a bunch of stuff, was not a good cultural fit. Bo Pelini always seemed to lose one game he shouldn't, and annually lost 3 or 4 games. Mike Riley, a horrible cultural fit, and now you got Frost, who, again, seemed like the conquering hero returned.
I don't know, though.
Like, he'll be the white knight for Nebraska football, but it hasn't turned out that way.
It's got to be so disconcerting to be inside that Nebraska deal, and I understand Trev Alberts just got there and
just got the AD job.
And they had a surreal scene yesterday after practice because there was a report, I want to say by Brett McMurphy somewhere on one of those gambling sites he works for now, but wow. Are you so crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, that game, if Nebraska Illinois were being played week 1, oh look, it's a first week Big Ten game. Nobody would really care.
All right.
It's week 0. It is the most prominent of the 5 games involving FBS teams. And the fact that it's Brett Bielema's first game in Illinois is
I forgot Bielema was at Illinois now. That's a good point. Mike.
On top. So, yeah, this game is sort of all by, again, there's 5 games in week 0, but this is I would argue, the most important for a variety of reasons. And it's just gotten more interesting.
The great Hugie joining. Hugie, so Florida, since the last time we talked, lost a starting DB for the year. South Carolina has a kid. They're so thin at quarterback. They pulled a kid that was going to be like a graduate assistant coach. They put a uniform back on him Are there any other camp developments that we should discuss here?
Nothing big. I mean, was the Florida corner who tore his ACL. I would argue he wasn't yet a guaranteed starter anyway. At South Carolina, Karan Prunty, he was the freshman All-American in Kansas last year. Commits to South Carolina, shows up in July, and leaves like 3 weeks later. And that's huge for South Carolina because they lost, I believe, 3 DBs to the transfer portal.
Yep.
Just not a very good secondary to begin with, and now Prunty's decision means they're even thinner back there.
What's the backstory on that, Hughie? Do you know? Why'd that kid just walk out of there?
There's a lot of rumors swirling. Evidently, he maybe wasn't as comfortable as he thought he would be. He's from Norfolk, Virginia. Went to Kansas. Had a really pretty good season for a horrendous team. But was looking to get closer to home, and now I guess there's questions: will he even try to get even closer to home? So, actually, he's from Portsmouth. But he can play. I mean, he's not some kind of elite, oh my God, he was an all-SEC kind of guy, but he is a guy who would have been a steadying influence in that secondary. We had a note when he left. He had Kansas defense was pitiful. Kansas opponents completed only 39% of the passes thrown in these areas last year. And that's pretty good DB play. He had 13 pass breakups. That's pretty good DB play.
It's pretty good.
I know he considered Tennessee.
Yeah.
In 0.1 mile. Turn left.
All the things that have gone on wrong in Tennessee this year, not getting him was, oh my God, we didn't get him, and now, oh, thank goodness.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Train station.
So, but it is that his decision hurts South Carolina more than Jaden Hill's injury.
You better bow your head when you say that name, Mike Huguenin on 3. You guys have been doing a lot of deep dive reporting and some great stuff over there, and kind of the changes that are going on in college football, and just this NIL stuff, and some of the conference agitation, the triangulation that's going on with the other 3 conferences, and folks moving the chips around. What do you make of this supposed soft alliance that's being discussed between the Pac-12, the ACC, and I guess there's a third. What would the third be?
The Big Ten.
And the Big Ten.
And I think if nothing else, I think the potential exists for some kind of scheduling alliance. I think what's interesting is about 2.5 weeks ago, it was the Big 12 reaching out to the Pac-12 to discuss some kind of alliance. And then again, 2.5 weeks later, comes out to the Pac-12, Big Ten, and ACC for some kind of alliance. You know, I don't think there's going to be some kind of, oh my God, it's going to be a 30-team SuperCon. But at the least, I think there will be some kind of
Alright,
scheduling alliance.
good on sleep for a while, good on fuel for a while. Let's get on the road for a while.
We took a broad view
Trying to
of
fix
schedule.
this damn.
Every team in the SEC plays an FCS opponent. And I got nothing against FCS football. You know I like FCS football. But if I'm let's use Alabama. If Alabama's playing Mercer, if I'm a Crimson Tide fan and I'm being asked to pay $90,
God, 786 miles. Not too bad. Under 1,000.
The Big Ten, I think there's 7 teams in the Big Ten playing an FCS. And my presumption, again, it goes back to, if I'm Iowa, I'd rather play Oregon State or Oregon than Northern Iowa. And if I'm a Washington fan, I'd rather play somebody from the ACC or Big Ten rather than Montana.
Yeah.
Washington is playing.
Yeah.
And again, Montana's a pretty solid FCS program, but that's beyond the point. Bigger, better games, I think, is the goal for everyone now, or at least it should be. And the playoff does expand. You know, oh my God, we're going to finish 9-3, no shot at the playoff. Well, if it's 12 teams, 9-3, depending on who you lose to, I mean, So I think that ADs are becoming more and more comfortable. I'm not sure coaches are, but ADs and fans certainly want to see better games. And not to be overlooked in all this, the TV aspect. If you're paying, let's use the Big Ten again. Every team in the Big Ten is making, I think, a little bit more than $40 million.
Dang, dude.
If you're one of the Big Ten TV partners, and you have a chance to show a Indiana, North Carolina game or a Wisconsin, UCLA game, that's a heck of a lot better than Wisconsin, Western Illinois. So that's, again, I think if nothing else, the alliance will, the supposed alliance will be, scheduling will be involved.
The great Mike Huguenin joining us. It's interesting, though, that it started with the Big 12. So is the Big 12 right now, are they floundering? Would that be a proper read on that?
That's an apt term. The question is, we talked about this before. They're still one of the autonomous five. And that's vital because of the money involved. The Power 5 leagues, that's what the shorthand is. Well, they like to be haughty, and we're one of the autonomous five.
Mm-hmm.
The autonomous five get about $67 or $68 million annually from the college football playoff. The five, that's each of the Power 5 leagues gets about $67, $68 million. The group of five leagues split 92. So the Big 12 will do whatever it can to remain one of the autonomous.
What's our money at?
Does that mean reverting to
over $2 million? Hell yeah.
And understanding that while our TV deal is going to plummet, we're still going to have a seat at the big boy table. Do they try to add 2 teams? Do they try to add 4? But whatever they do, they want to remain one of the autonomous.
How long do they get a seat, though?
That's the issue. And that's what nobody knows, and I think that's what the angst, to put it lightly, among the leftover 8 of the Big 12. That's, I think, the big concern. We're at the big boy table now, but are we going to be sent to the little kids?
Yeah, maybe.
Again, think about Big 12 basketball.
Okay.
It's one of the top 5 programs. Baylor just won the NCAA title. Texas Tech played for the NCAA title in 2019.
Yep.
Nobody cares about that. It's all, and that's why Kansas and Baylor and Texas Tech and Iowa State and Oklahoma State.
So we've got this. We've got the whole concept of NIL and what it means. And
okay.
Talking to
some
a couple
speed
of
up here. Set that cruise control. And let's knock some miles off here.
Nobody really knows what the marketplace is. Very interesting being on the ground floor for this because there is no market. In other words, like, what does, if an athlete's approached by a business, what do you charge? Well,
right, exactly.
You're gonna, and a lot of these kids are asking for too much money, and they've scared off advertisers, which is kind of interesting, right?
There's a certain, you want a return on investment if you're a business, and a lot of the focus has been on Miami quarterback De'Aaron King. I think has signed 5 or 6. Quinn Ewers, the freshman at Ohio State. Some of the hoops players who are, they're in high school basically. Are we going to go to the G League? Are we going to go play college ball and get NIL money like the kid who committed to Memphis last year? The 2 basketball playing twins at Fresno State. The vast majority of the deals so far we have found, more than 90%, are for less than $1,000.
Yeah.
And one of the things we're writing about next week that's sort of going to be a big thing is group licensing. And the NCAA, shockingly, when it studied NIL, said, well, group licensing, that's just too hard to make it work. Well, basically, as soon as NIL came into play, North Carolina said, well, we have
we might just stop here and sleep, actually.
Again, it goes
it's
back
right
to
here. We're already stopped.
When you say group licensing,
more and more schools are going to be doing group licensing. That means that every player at the school on certain teams, you're going to get a slice of,
well, good. That's the way it should be.
Florida Gator T-shirts. They're selling UCLA Bruins T-shirts. Players are going to get them.
Wow, that's interesting. So it's almost like a players' association thing, like in Major League Baseball.
And I think that was the issue with the NCAA. Well, if there's no player, we don't want a player association in the college football. And if there's no player association, how is all this stuff going to be shared? Is this too difficult? And again, North Carolina basically had it worked out within a week of the NIL. Again, it just, if you're smart and not always, oh my God, not only is the glass not half empty, it's almost empty, which is the way the NCAA thinks.
Yes. Well, I talked to a couple, again, I've talked to a couple, and I've got a couple more, and all these young people are saying, you know, it's really interesting because I'm getting to learn how businesses work as I sit down with these business owners.
Yep.
And it's opened my eyes. And I said, you know, that's what higher education is supposed to be about.
Exactly.
That's why I'm for this.
Right.
And fans all thought it's going to turn these guys into millionaire athletes, and really all it's going to do for most of them is give them a little pocket money and a little spending money.
Did
and
we
by
sleep?
The way,
No, we didn't.
boosters
Okay,
were
we're done.
doing that anyway.
Right now.
So
Sorry,
now,
had to answer a
now we see it.
message.
Yeah,
Right.
and they get a chance
Fleming, make some
to
money. Good job, buddy.
participate in the entrepreneur, seeing how businesses work and learning how to negotiate, learning how to represent themselves. The kids that have made a mistake, Hughie, in my mind, are the ones that have sought representation from these outside firms who come in and want an arm and a leg, and they're going to restrict getting anything. I told a guy last night who's a really well-known player in this market, I said, you know, you'd be much better off just represent yourself and talking to people and taking what you can get. There's such a thing as a bird in the hand and two in the bush. What's that mean? I said, well, if somebody's gonna give you $1,000, take $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, $1,000 is a lot of money. A lot of money to me. It should be a lot of money to you.
I mean, hopefully
And
the
that's one thing,
colleges are
we're
and
providing
universities,
and Ivan pointed out that, you know,
hopefully they
players
are
now are expected to be
counseling
on
students
schools
on
as well as everything else.
negotiations
They're
and
also
stuff, you
students.
know, not just saying, hey,
They're
go
also
go
athletes.
get what you think you're worth. Like, no, do not.
First. And some schools have been extremely proactive in helping their players. But we had a short piece last week. It was in a notebook that a lot of the group of 5 schools, these schools don't have millions of dollars to spend on support staffers. They have like 3- and 4-person compliance officers. And the point was they were expecting the NCAA to provide some help. And the NCAA basically advocated all that and said, you know, we're not going to be involved. Once again, it's a tremendous lack of support by the NCAA. So, in some respects, right, players are, you know, I think Derek Stingley, the corner at LSU, his dad is helping him in NIL. And that's how
Good.
he's someone he can trust. Other players aren't that lucky. Bigger schools have things in place to help their student athletes. Smaller schools, and let's get serious, every single NCAA athlete is allowed to profit from NIL. Tennessee, UT Martin, Tennessee Tech, all of them. But let's get serious. My presumption is that the Tennessee Tech and UT Martin compliance offices are maybe half the number of employees combined of what UT. So Tennessee, UT balls athletes are getting some help. And you wonder, unfortunately, about...
All right, what are we up to? 52. Hell yeah, Aunt B. Doing good, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? Even here,
Got a half a
they're
tank
not
of
really getting
gas.
help like you would think they're getting help.
6 minutes. So we
So
will have to
they're out
stop,
there on
it
their
looks
own,
like.
And it's very
Yeah.
interesting. I'm not disappointed. I don't know I didn't know what to expect from it, but I do know it's just very interesting. This is history, you know, being on the ground floor of this and seeing all this happen. Like I was talking with a guy last night, I said, you guys are kind of like trailblazers in this regard. And one of the athletes I talked to, you know, he said, well, this is just the beginning because, you know, eventually they're going to have to pay us. And I said, I know that. He said, there's no way you can pay coaches what they're paying. And the modern athlete's not going to go, yeah, we'll take $1,000 here, or $20 there.
Gosh,
$100
I
there.
just...
There's just no way. There's no way you can...
I mean, this is going to backfire so much, like...
Play every week. It's just not going to happen. I mean, so it's going to be very interesting to see what becomes a major college
I think
sports.
drug arrest,
You got head coaches making $8-9 million bucks. You got coordinators making
traffic violation. All it's just gonna be crazy. Gonna be crazy.
Makes $1 million a year.
Totally out of control.
And I don't want a guy that is a student athlete
immoral, basically, is what
that
it
is getting the resources
I'm
of
an advocate for the athletes
a university,
at the college level.
getting
Always have
free equipment,
appreciate
free
what those
clothing,
people go through.
free room and board, free books,
Amazing
free
sacrifice
school.
to play the sports that we love.
And all he
Speaking of
worries
which, we've got
about is
Illinois,
getting money
Nebraska
from
next
local
week and
companies.
week
I
0
just
on the
don't
way
like
out.
that.
Anything else worthy of mention?
Hawaii, UCLA next week.
Nice.
That's interesting as well because that means UCLA will have a game under its belt when LSU comes calling.
Oh, they play LSU, really?
And I guess
That'd be interesting.
on one hand, UCLA is going to have some stuff on film, but on the other hand, it's going to be LSU's first game.
How was UCLA last year, though? I mean, I feel like Kelly's not been doing too well.
Presumably, UCLA will have gotten that out of the way. But yeah, I mean,
All right, Mike.
Nebraska,
Zip it up, bud. God.
I think has to be.
I don't like. He's really smart. I enjoy it, but his delivery is so goddamn annoying.
But winning record 7-5. And that's
It's
weird.
like a fake.
I'm
I
of
don't
a certain
know,
age. I
like
know
a
you're not
fake
older than
voice.
Me, but
I'm close.
USC has always been the football school.
Yep.
UCLA has always been the basketball school. And every time you hear USC football mentioned, you hear smack dab in the middle of Southern California, which is the most fertile recruiting area in the country, or at least one of the top 3.
No, what?
Never hear that.
You get maybe one or two. Like,
No.
it's nothing compared to Florida and
The
Georgia
schools
and
are
Texas.
Like, 15 miles apart,
Yep.
different sections of LA. I get that,
Yep.
but it's still Southern California, and it's almost like UCLA football is held to a lower standard. than
I mean, he's
USC.
good,
It's
but
poor. It's a poor school.
it's just so long-winded.
Yeah, if you're
It's like
big
Sean.
UCLA,
Like, he
Oh, I
makes a
know,
great
what you're saying,
point,
Oh my God.
they're
but
athletic
it's a point that
department
should have took
supposedly
30 seconds, not 10
It's
minutes.
not flush with cash the way
Right,
the
and
USC deal is.
then that means they're incredibly busy.
Well, you said it, I didn't. Because here's the thing about UCLA. You talk about brands. That's a great
It's a
vintage brand.
fantastic brand.
And
Campus is fabulous.
incredible uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best.
Not
maybe one of the
football.
best
I hate their football
uniforms,
uniforms.
known to mankind. Just
Yeah, that
gorgeous.
blue and the
Oh,
blue,
Just
God.
gorgeous.
They look really.
No.
My mom
I like the
dressed
helmets, but no.
Yeah.
If they had an updated, I don't know, they seem
Coming back to
like a
the brand, but I
clunky
mean, yeah,
uniform.
UCLA,
like-
it is always. I've never understood why USC football is held to a much different standard than UCLA. I get the fact that USC is a football school, but it's almost like UCLA gets a pass. And if Chip Kelly goes 7-5, people are like, who cares? If Helton goes 7-5, they'll burn the school down.
The great Mike Hugan.
Well,
I
I
found
mean,
my head
look at
when
recent
I say thy
success.
name. It's been unbelievable. How do folks
Oh,
find out
Tony,
more about
man.
On3 Woodruff?
Yeah, on3.com. Just go there. We've had a soft.
Don't make me
launch the last
stop.
couple weeks.
So stuff's up there.
Thank you,
Enjoy it.
boys.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. And
Yes, there
the
is.
recruiting database goes online October 1st.
Well,
That is going to be mind blower. Got a cool story today about the Rose Bowl won most favored nation status among bowl games going forward in the college football
what is
playoff.
a most favored nation status? What in
Yeah.
the world?
They want to be able to, we want to dictate when we're going to be played. And oh, by the way, we would love to have Pac-12 and Big Ten. And we got people saying, the Rose Bowl has swung its weight around for a while. That swinging ain't happening much longer. So,
In other words, college football is about to swing back at them.
yes, and basically, yeah.
The Doze Bowl. It's going to go the way of the Sugar Bowl and these other games. I remember when the Sugar Bowl was a cat's meow, man. Here,
Get
we
rid
said,
of
here we go, Sugar
conference
Bowl, here we go,
alliances with bowl
it's
games,
Rose,
god damn it.
Cotton, orange, and sugar. And I get the fact that the Rose
Oh,
Bowl
we've
goes
played in
on.
this many Rose
That is
Bowls.
fantastic.
Really?
But
God damn.
either
Maybe you're in the
they
conference that gets a bid to it.
67 and
Fuck you, Wisconsin and Penn State and all you
2021.
dumbass
Things have
schools.
changed
Nobody gives a fuck.
dramatically, And they basically bowed down to the Rose Bowl. I don't think they're going to be bowing down.
It's a great parade, though. It's very beautiful. I love Roses.
Bow
We
thy
all love Roses. Hughie,
head.
you're my man.
Balaheed.
Much love to you. Enjoy the last weekend.
Without football.
Until we have football. Thank you, my friend.
Talk to you next week. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm playing music 3 nights this week.
Oh, shit. I thought he was about to say right now. No, Tony.
3 nights.
Where at?
And then...
Let's think about that today. I want to go see him.
3 nights in a row. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, we're doing the show. I'm traveling while we're doing it.
Oh, nice.
Friday,
That'll
we
be
thought
fun.
about that. I'm going to be traveling Monday while we're doing the show. I'll have the headphones on, though, driving through Virginia with the apparatus.
Better not speed,
The
Tony. They'll
apparatus
get you in
type. Have you thought
Virginia.
about that?
They'll get
Yeah,
you.
I have. I think it'll be neat.
How do we, we've got a great topic picked out, too. We'll keep folks extremely engaged in Monday's program. Have you guys seen the item? And Matt, do you feel sorry for the Nebraska people? Have they had enough, Matt, you think?
Yes, they have. They deserve so much better. There a lot of parallels between
Where has
Nebraska
Maggie
and Tennessee,
been?
program-wise and with the fan base. I feel bad for them. I wish that Scott Frost would work out. Maybe he can finally turn a corner at some point. It doesn't look like it, but they deserve a whole lot more success than what they've gotten really since 01 too.
I feel horribly for them. Can you
It
imagine?
doesn't look good that he's apparently cheated with extra practices, and they're still in the situation they're in.
Oh, who
Yeah,
gives
they
a
cheated last
shit?
year with extra practices, and they were brutal. Like, he hasn't moved the bar at all. And they're such good people. They're such decent people. They're such great fans. It's so
There's
sad.
nothing else in that state, but I think that kind of hurts.
They sell out their spring game every year. Like, they have full capacity for their spring game every year.
They don't
Isn't
really
like
have an identity in the
when
Big
Nebraska has a
Ten.
home
They
game,
started
like
then
their
in Big
stadium
12, and
becomes
they
like one of the
recruit
biggest
that
cities in
identity
the
with
state,
Tom Osborne there.
one of the most
And
populated
even Frank Solich
areas.
to some degree, and they just don't have that. They haven't had it since.
And it just proves to you that it's all about money, because
And
the only reason they're in the Big Ten, the only reason, is for a bigger paycheck. But why do you bite your nose off to spite
I
your
hate
face?
that. I wish we could go back
they
to
just
those
don't have the
teams and
in-state
just say,
recruiting
fuck
either
you.
in
No.
order to draw back on.
Nobody's
They don't have anybody
moving.
in that state.
Nebraska, you don't belong
They
in the
have no
Big
identity.
Ten.
And here's the other
Missouri,
thing. If you can't
Texas
get your
A&M,
own
you don't
boy
belong in the SEC.
to come home
No,
and do the
sorry.
job, can you imagine what's gone through the minds of those fans who thought, here's a guy that has UCF smoking hot. He's coming back here. He's going to save the day for us. And he hadn't moved the bar at all there.
Well,
Not at all.
how many Power 5 schools is UCF and places like Cincinnati better jobs than? That brings that to mind right now. I mean,
No doubt about it, right? And he looked like a slam dunk.
I don't know if you can
hire
talk
Matt
about a
when he
better
was
job.
hired.
Like,
In
if you
college
go
football's
to
so
that
weird, you
school
just
and you're a
never know how
name,
these
you're
people
going to
are
get
gonna
what
work
you
out.
want.
No,
Like, it's
he
no,
was
I don't
the
like that
hot name
argument.
that year. They were 12-0, and he turned that thing around in like 2 years. I believe he was even kind of in play for that Florida job.
Sure
at one
was.
point, and he might have even turned them
Oh,
down.
Maggie,
did.
where art
I
thou,
think he
my
did.
Maggie? Our Maggie,
would,
sorry.
would he have had more success in Florida or say even in Tennessee?
All right,
Obviously.
we got
because
eyes on the road. What are we
they
looking
lose
at?
Nebraska.
I think
He
the
was
problem.
obviously in
Oh.
Florida, yes.
I think the
Now,
problem.
here he'd be about the same here.
I don't think so. He'd be better
Where's
here.
the
Here's
one
problem with
pick,
Nebraska.
Chris?
They're not in the right league. And until they rectify that, they'll never get their program back.
It's going to be hard now with their league pretty much imploding that they belong in.
Well, that's exactly right.
I mean, where do they go? I mean, seriously.
The only
Seriously.
chance they have is eventually when the thing organizes into the 45 or 60 or 30 team deal, and they get into that. If they can get themselves into the 60 team supercon, then everything's equal at that point. Teams are in pods or smaller divisions or whatever it is, and there's some geographical integrity. But as long as they are mismatched with the Big Ten, they can forget about it. They have no chance. And here's the other thing. When we first went in there, we all
one
thought,
where she's in,
look
like,
at
the
side
jersey.
of the division in that league they're in. They're going to clean that thing up.
I think it was at
And they
Twin
haven't done
Peaks,
anything. And not
quote
only haven't they
unquote.
done anything, but yesterday, beginning the 4th year of the Scott Frost experiment, they're greeted walking off the practice field with Trev Alberts coming out there, and the media is all over both of them over this report. The story that that was broken by McMurphy. And just a gut punch to them. Absolute gut punch. And the NCAA needs to go the hell away. They need to get off our campus. They need to leave our fan base alone. They need to leave Nebraska's fan base alone. They need to go down to Tuscaloosa and
yeah.
camp out there.
Yeah.
And pick on.
Hell yeah.
Who deserves to be picked on.
Hell yeah. Fuck
And
Alabama, Tony. Hell yeah.
They need to go to Gainesville, not Gainesville. They need to get down to Athens, Georgia, and pick on
Yes, thank you.
And they need to go over to Clemson, South Carolina, and pick on them, nitpick them.
There's too much money, though.
It's exactly right.
Money.
That's exactly
They're never
right.
going to touch those because those schools are bringing in a lot of money.
That's
right
exactly
now.
right. They're not going to milking the sacred cows. No hug, no kissy till I get a wedding back.
Crap, yeah. In basketball.
Yeah. Flash sale, guys.
What?
Tennessee and Pittsburgh, they're putting the tickets on sale. $45 flash sale.
On sale for $45.
The next little
What
bit.
were
Is
they
that a good sign?
originally?
They're having
It's Major's number. That's pretty cool.
very cool.
Oh,
They're
okay,
doing a
okay.
$45
We'll allow that.
flash
We'll
sale.
allow that.
Tell you what, Danny White's showing me something here. I give Danny some credit.
He is a marketer.
He's showing me something. Big announcement.
I'm
coming up
excited
again.
about this guy that we
Accused
brought
Danny
in
White of being
from
creative.
Missouri.
Oh no, he's
Apparently,
creative.
like,
865
won the lottery for them.
5402.
Earned a lot of money.
Flash sale,
Yeah,
$45
486
over at
miles to
UT
go.
Tix.
I
Flash
think
sale,
about
flash
stopping
sale,
for some
flash
diesel
sale.
here in a minute.
I'm going to take a brief time out. Matt
Oh,
Dixon needs
no.
to figure out how to work the board. I'm getting tired already. More after this. Tony Basilio here from my good friend Marcos Garza in your Garza Law Firm. Pretty jacked up that it's football time in Tennessee. How about you? Well, I still have word of a troubling development and what we can do about it. Because carpetbaggers remain in our area. Out-of-town law firms, carpetbaggers, have been swarming in the East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, Birmingham, they've stormed into our area. You've seen the ads on television. You've heard some of these new ads that are popping up on radio. Let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you rather do business with somebody that's live and local? A local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and my friends at your Garza Law Firm are exactly that. These are your neighbors, your friends, our neighbors and friends. Support local causes year-round. Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm, always there for me when I have a need. For Fish Hospitality Pantry and also our Machi Tailgate. Just to name a couple of things. They're live and local. They're one of us. They're of our earth. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries, and accident matters. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. And they will be for many, many years to come. Live, local, one of us, one of you. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Who's ready for a doubleheader? And what's even better, it's Thirsty Thursday. First pitch is at 5 p.m. and enjoy your favorite drink specials all night long. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Carnes Motor Company is celebrating 20 years of serving the living East Tennessean. Like us here
I
at
hate
the
this
Tony
commercial.
Basilio Show, Carnes Motor Company wins because Rob and Brian go above and beyond.
Fucking hate it.
Carnes Motor Company will even buy or sell your vehicle. Yes, they'll buy or sell your vehicle for you. Plus, warm weather's here. It's time to get your air conditioning serviced and get your vehicle ready for vacation with their certified technicians. And the best part, bumper to bumper, pillar to post. Carnes Motor Company will serve all your vehicle needs. How else can you thrive for 20 years besides going above and beyond? You will win with Carnes Motor Company, 7447 Oak Ridge Highway. Online at carnesmotor.com. Win with Carnes Motor Company. The kids are off to college. They're hundreds of miles
Mrs.
away.
B wants my baked ziti.
Staring at each other in an empty house. She
Or
wants
no,
to
yeah, get away. See the show.
How
Yeah.
about when she wants to go to an NFL game?
Ticketmaster.
Ticket service.
No.
How about a concert in Atlanta? Select ticket
Select
service.
ticket
Say an NBA game in Charlotte.
Select ticket service.
Select ticket service. Select ticket service. 687-17-18.
I don't understand this fucking commercial at all.
Select ticket service.
I hate this commercial.
Tony B back with you. 865-200-5402 the number.
You will bow thy head when you dial my number.
Special announcement coming up today, a little after noon. In the meantime, I want to go to my phones and get as many folks in here as humanly possible. That's what we do here. And we are 2 weeks out from the start of Tennessee football season, 2 weeks out from our marathon broadcast, which will never be forgotten by the living fan. At least 13 hours of conversation, and if we really light Bowling Green up, maybe we'll stay on 48 straight hours.
Hey, Tony.
Welcome into our next call. You're live on the air on the show of record.
How I decide to play what game every night.
Doing well. Thank you for calling.
Well,
Tony, you reckon,
it all usually depends on my mood. Like I go through
Mark and Columba,
I don't know.
Brian Hartman.
Like I'll be on for a game for like a couple months, and then I'll just be like, okay, I can't play that, and I'll play something else. So it kind of rotates like that. But I don't know. A lot of times I just end up like I'll sit there and think of what game I want to play, and just can't even get. Like none of them sound appealing. Oh my God.
The caller, first caller in, ripping Mark and Columba.
We need to start a fundraiser. Get Tony a high-tech board. That shit happens every time. He's always got to plug somebody in every damn. Oh my God! Hang on, Bino. That was funny. Say it again. Say it again. We're on there. Hey.
No, he's kind of.
Who we crushing on today, Titans-Bill?
He's kind of like you on your speakerphone. He's fainting. He is fading fast like you on your cell phone when you're on speaker like that, Titans-Bill. He will not be heard. Mark Emmert right now is a man trying to hold on to relevance, Titans-Bill.
Well, he's the president of the NCAA, isn't he?
He is the absolute president, but as Brian Hartman said, he's seeking relevance. Anytime you're investigating somebody for how many illegal practices, how many of these schools last year took their football programs to vacant lots and had football practice when nobody was around?
Oh, shit.
To avoid detection. Would you like me to help you with that? I would say over half of them. Now, somebody's, well, you say, why would you? Because that's what they do. How many people
Tony's got a really good Phil Clinton voice.
When these kids are having voluntary workouts in the summer, how many coaches are watching and filming the voluntary workouts? How much film do you think?
Yeah, my bad, buddy.
Now, would you please like to get real?
Here's $900.
Can we get real here? Because I know these players. It's not voluntary. None of that's voluntary. None of it's voluntary. It's like me showing up from 11 to 1 today. Is that voluntary? Titans-Bill.
Yes, it
the
completely
NCAA
is
is
voluntary.
a disgrace. They need to get off our campus.
Would I be right
they
in,
need to go away.
a
They need
legal
to do their
framework?
Constitutional convention in October, and they need to worry about
in a legal
making sure there's enough
sense,
chlorine in pools.
this would be voluntary,
safe, like
correct?
They did at one time. That's what they need to do. Titans-Bill.
Oh, depending on what we got.
I would say amen to that. I believe, I'll tell you, it's hard to believe what I heard about the University of Nebraska. Of course, Tony, my buddy Tom is an alum of the University of Nebraska.
It's got to hurt his heart, Titans Bill.
Yeah.
It's got to hurt his heart. I mean, it hurts my heart.
I want to know the Titans Bill story.
I'm not even a Nebraska guy. It hurts my heart for him, Titans Bill. My heart hurts for those people.
Yeah.
I love those Nebraska people. That's a great state and proud football tradition.
Okay.
Matt said, they still show out and show up for their.
Actually, one of the most beautiful high schools I ever went to was in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And they can't get any traction at all with their football program.
I don't know what it was about it, but it was
now we're
really
kick them when
enjoyable.
they're down. What about Alabama?
What
about all the illegal stuff they've done?
Locations.
Well, we're not going to touch them. We're not going to touch Clemson. We're not going to touch Clemson where the money's flowing right now. The money's flowing everywhere with Clemson. We all know that.
And the NCAA is letting them get away with it.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, Titans Bill.
The modern day Bobby Bowden.
Snitch on them.
Come on now.
Yeah, and they're also letting Kentucky get away with it on the basketball.
God, I hope Phillip or whoever doesn't call it. Hi, Tony. I like Kentucky basketball. Shut up, Phillip. Who's where I was born? High school didn't even have a football team. Shut the fuck up.
How would you divorce the NCAA?
I mean, you have to have a whole bunch of other schools decide we're going to divorce them with you.
Yeah.
It'd have to be multiple things. A many multiple school deal.
I mean, we've already pulled out of college football, Titans Bill. I really don't want to pull out of college football, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, but...
Do you?
All right, old MP up to 67,394 miles. 95.
Bill, when I say beautiful college football uniform, because it's one of my favorite things about the game is the sights and sounds.
What about Philly? I want some Philly, man.
What's
What's going on it?
Uniforms next week and how awesome those things are going to look on the field.
Got a Smokey Bear there. He didn't get us.
What's your favorite college football uniform, Bill? Helmet and uniform.
Tennessee.
I would have to say my favorite college football uniform
Tennessee.
is UT.
Yeah.
Well, that's rather myopic of you.
With the orange, and of course my second favorite is the University of Nebraska.
Those are incredible.
Red.
No. Okay. You want to know what
insane.
uniform I've always kind of enjoyed?
Those are beautiful, man. I agree with
or
that.
More specifically, what helmet? Ole Miss. I've always liked Ole Miss's helmet. That script, Ole Miss, the Kohler. Beautiful helmets.
Random Bill. Brian, when you think of beautiful uniforms, do you think of Ball State? Al Brown?
They wouldn't be the first to come.
Ball State? What are you talking about? Ball State?
Tony, my buddy Tom used to be
Tom
department head over
I don't care. Their uniforms look like
his
look
buddy
like
Tom. I think that's
what are you talking about?
his roommate
they
Tom.
They have the worst looking uniform I've ever seen.
I happen to like their logo.
You would.
They have a better looking logo than Louisville.
Titans Bill, you're out of here. Ball State. It's the kind of stuff that gets you thrown off the air here. Matt, your favorite football uniform, college football that you just pop for when you see it, what is it?
God, this is going to be
when LSU wears the purple jerseys.
They're insane.
No, I hate LSU's uniforms.
I ain't gonna lie to you, they're insane.
When Oregon has their light green.
LSU has.
I always loved those News Sentinel schedules in the paper that had the helmets on there. I always loved those.
There's not a Florida logo or.
God, the hatred I have for that Florida helmet.
Uniform looks.
It is hideous.
Those things literally look like they were drawn up by a 7-year-old. And no offense to 7-year-olds.
Tony.
With crayons.
No offense to crayons.
Those are hideous looking.
Oh, we're gonna get
Any combination of a Florida football uniform, those things are so damn ugly. That hideous orange against that hideous blue. Have you ever thought about that? Those things are horrible looking.
They look better when they just go with one color, like from head to top.
Well, that's a good point.
They don't look as bad.
When they do the multicolor thing, which is their uniform, It looks like bad.
The blue jerseys,
football.
white
I'm
pants, and
the,
that goddamn
I'm
orange
waiting
helmet.
for the Omaha Beef to show up, Bri. In that indoor league we used to have here. Remember the Omaha Beef? Let's go back to the phones. Titans Bill with a really troubling phone call today. Hello and welcome into our next call.
Hey, who is he?
Hey, E, welcome in, buddy.
I'm going to make it quick as I can. For your telethon, your all-nighter, maybe run kind of a telethon thing over the night. You know, raising some funds for a Machi or fish pantry or something like that. Just keep it going.
Man.
Just some ideas to fuel it with something besides football. Here's
Yeah,
something else.
Like a telethon, that connotes, like, do we have people, like, singing? Do we have people doing, like, juggling acts or a comedy?
Oh,
do we have people, like, doing, like, a 90 seconds of stand-up?
Look, man, you just had Bill on, so
right.
You've had an enhancer or two today. And, of course, at midnight, it's omelet time, okay? I love Matt calling in from a scratchy old turntable. I mean, he sounded like he was on a Jethro Tull album with the needle moving across the grooves.
Matt,
go.
What was that? What was that, Matt? He did. He sounded like he was scratching records.
Badly scratching.
Where were you, Matt?
Come on.
I was in my
Come
car
on.
way home from Home Depot.
Oh.
Home Depot?
That's the backstory.
Listening to that bad Jethro Tull album.
Because it was going...
No,
it sounded like one of my old radio remotes back in the day.
Yeah. Hey, on Nebraska, I'll keep it really quick here.
Yes.
You know why the NCAA is coming after them? Because they're nice. Because Nebraska's nice guys, nice folks, and they follow the rules. And the NCAA knows that there's two sets of rules. There's the rules for the Ohio States and the Alabamas, and there's ones for everybody else. And they expect them to just bow down and play with them. Now, back in the Tom Osborne day, where they only made like they were nice, but those guys played great. You know what I'm saying? And here's the other thing.
It's a really good
Brian
point.
hit it right on the head. It is all about the money. But that's what the enforcement about. It's about going after the little guys so that you can at least make the claim that there are still rules and they still matter and there's still enforcement. So all the NCAA is doing here is they're making sure that they have the name, image, and likeness.
Well, we're going to have to fill up again soon, probably.
Whoa,
Damn.
I see what you did there.
Get you some of that, Tom Emmert. Peace.
Peace. I like that.
Peace.
Hey, Emmert, the name, image, and likeness of a living and active body. That's well done, eh? And furthermore, Tennessee, unfortunately, Matt, and Nebraska both.
Why does this always happen
But I will
to
say about us, the thing that separates Tennessee and Nebraska being in the crosshairs of the NCAA, Matt, there's one distinction, and Matt knows what it is. Matt, what's the distinction? We've done it. We've done it to ourselves.
Yeah.
I know it's your favorite thing, Matt. Matt, who turns state's evidence on themselves these days with the NCAA? Who does it besides us?
Well, nobody's going to, unless you're just idiotic to do that. It's just stupid.
It's
You never help the NCAA one bit, ever.
Who drags it on the next football season? We do. Anybody else going to do that? Just dragging it on, like we're out in the field and we're dragging around a ball and chain.
Come on, Andy, we got this.
We have a millstone tied to us right now. Who does that? We do. Proudly. We do. Does it make any sense to anybody listening to me if this is still going on? The NCAA is getting ready to rewrite their constitution. How many of those things that we allegedly did here are going to be legal in about 8 weeks? And we're still falling all over ourselves at the mercy of the court. And I for the life of me, don't understand it. On the other side, a very, 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 very special announcement involving this program. I'm excited about it.
WJBE 1040 AM 99.7 FM. Translator W259.
I always love Brian and the breaks.
Give me a
oh, we're just distracting from this fucking
horseshit. Join the Tony Basilio show. We're going to do our thing in hour number 2 and then beyond after this. Your Tony Basilio radio family is so excited about the Josh Heupel era at Tennessee that we've decided to celebrate by staying up all night. What more would you expect from the show of record in volunteer country? Our entire cast and crew is on deck, ringing in the new era with a special all-night marathon edition of Garza Law Tennessee football, 5th quarter, immediately following Tennessee and Bowling Green. As soon as Tennessee and Bowling Green goes final, we're up all night celebrating the rebirth of Tennessee football with you. So stay with us all night until
everything,
the following day's Tony
everybody.
Basilio show. Everybody will be heard. No holds or callers will be barred. Thursday, September 2nd into Friday, September 3rd.
Please, small Mike.
Stay up with us. We celebrate a new era of Tennessee football. Tennessee football up all night. Presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law firm. Online at GarzaLaw.com. Smoothie King. Do something great for yourself at Smoothie King. Performance Medicine. Perform your best with Performance Medicine. Miller Lite and Alumni Hall.
Shit.
And the best on
God
team
dang
in
it, man.
America. On the best post-game show ever heard, serving the greatest fan base on God's green earth. Let's celebrate
You know what we're
another
gonna do?
Tennessee football season after the Bowling Green game. It's Tennessee up all night. Go Vols! TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved, and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. It's football time all over East Tennessee, and you don't want to cook. So for your next tailgate or football party, let Calhoun's visit any of Calhoun's
Detour
9
is
East Tennessee
finished.
locations on your way to the game and pick up a Calhoun's Feed 5 or Feed 10 family pack. You already know nothing goes better with football than Calhoun's world-famous barbecue. Now you can get the Calhoun's Feed 5 or Feed 10 family pack with amazing
Literally any other
ribs.
barbecue, Tony.
Calhoun's Feed 5 or Feed 10 family pack is a touchdown in a box. And now with Calhoun's barbecue or ribs. Add the buns, Smoky Mountain baked beans, and creamy coleslaw, and you're winning. Calhoun's even throws in the plates,
383
napkins, and
miles. Hell
utensils
yeah.
for an
Not too
easy-to-carry
much
box. And the best part,
What
it's
is
just
this?
under $6 per person for the barbecue. Calhoun's Feed 5 or Feed 10 family pack is undefeated. And now with ribs and brisket available on Wednesdays. Call ahead and order online
On Wednesdays.
or from our convenient app, and we'll have it ready and waiting. The Feed 5 and Feed 10 family pack from Calhoun's. One of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, Calhoun's. Eat local. Eat good. Tony Basilio
Eat fresh.
here with my good friend Marcos Garza in your Garza Law Firm. Pretty jacked up that it's football time in Tennessee. How about you? Well, I still have word of a troubling development.
Who was that guy the other day that was on here who said did the "It's football time in Tennessee," and it was perfect. Oh my God, we went back and listened to it like 3 or 4 times. It was so good.
You've heard some of these new ads that are popping up on
Got a
radio.
Hoge mooning.
Ask you a question. Wouldn't you rather
Uh-oh.
do business with
Yep.
somebody that's live and local, a local law firm, you know, a true neighbor? Marcos
Yep,
Garza
yep,
and
yep.
my friends at your Garza Law Firm are exactly that. These are your neighbors, your friends, our neighbors and friends.
Local.
Causes year-round.
Brisket on
Marcos Garza and Garza Law
Wednesdays.
Firm always there for me when I have a need. For Fish Hospitality Pantry and also our Machi Tailgate.
Right.
Just to name a couple of things. They're live and local. They're one of us.
Yeah, that guy was good. That was the first time I heard him. I'm pretty sure. It was a weird caller, but that was great.
And accident matters. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. And they will be for many, many years to come.
Live, local, one of us.
One
Say it with me, Marco Garza, or whatever your name is. Not guilty. Oh, fucking damn it, this commercial. Ah, that, oh man, Crow.
Almost as good as the offerings right here at Smoothie King. Slim, fitness, wellness, and break time blends.
Lean one, gladiator, and the bulk of all great courses for your different needs. Greek yogurt, paleo, keto, and peanut power plus. I absolutely love the vegan nutty super grain. Let's look at these guns, Junior. Get over here, dog pod. Smoothie King is what we're here to talk about. The new metabolism.
Caleb, remember when there was a Smoothie King in Pal next to Zaxby's in that little shopping center, like where Pops is?
Love, guys. Let's keep Tommy Boy Marine and his crew blending smoothies on Rocky Top for years to come. Delicious and nutritious. The healthy
live, local.
Say it with me, Kelly.
Blend it up.
Smoothie King.
Coming in late.
He's coming in late, isn't he, TK? What are we going to do with him? Tony Basilio here with former Vol great Mark Griffin. And Mark's here to talk about performance medicine. And Mark's been going to performance medicine now for a few years. Mark, one of the things performance medicine did is help you with your low energy. Part of that was hormone therapy. How has that helped you, Mark?
Well, hormone therapy
Well,
is actually
Tony, I went to the hormone therapy and then I went to go pay the receptionist and she said card declined.
As they decline, you decline in every way. Performance medicine wants to keep you from declining as you age. Don't decline.
One of the misconceptions, Mark, people have about performance medicine.
His voice sounds like he's constantly burping. Like just drank half of a ice cold Coca-Cola and is just in a constant belch.
Tony, I did. It's like I was given a scorecard of the way
I was, I mean, Tony. Alright, folks, like, comment, subscribe, so we can advertise on Tony and get rid of some of these commercials. Imagine the possibilities we could have.
Cilio back with you. Excited to be with you on this glory day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it.
No, 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 no.
One team, one town. Your team,
Oh,
your town.
no.
You're Tony
Stop,
Basilio.
Tony. Stop it.
On a Thursday.
No, 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 no,
Naturally
no.
just sent me a
Oh,
thing
fuck.
about uniforms. We were talking about uniforms last hour. He sent me a thing of these Tulane powder blues they wear. Those things are absolutely gorgeous. And the irony of him sending me those is palpable because the guy that hails from down that way now joins us on the program, and his name is John Adams. John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, Tony. Thank you.
Oh, man. Great to hear his
Special
voice.
announcement to make. I'm going to bring another gentleman in here, and you will bow your head when you say the name of Ray Bales. Ray Bales, I welcome you in with
What?
Seniors Helping Seniors. How you doing, my man?
Doing wonderful. Thanks, Tony.
John Adams is going to, here's your special drum roll, please. Go ahead, you play at home. I don't have a drum roll prepared, but every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., John Adams is going to be with us, and it will be presented by the great Ray Bales.
Not in the
and
third
Seniors
hour?
Helping Seniors.
Oh, don't make us stop.
Before we talk to John, I want to ask you, Ray, and I want to thank you for stepping up and sponsoring this segment on the program. And tell the living listener about Seniors Helping Seniors, which from the moment I met you, I said that is an incredible, life-giving thing that you're involved with.
Absolutely. And that's honestly, Tony, why I love what we do. So, you know, first, we're hiring seniors. We're in good shape and good health that whether they just need purpose in life again, a good reason to get out of bed and go and give themselves and serve other people, and feel good about what they're doing and still make extra money doing it, those are my ideal caregivers. And then we're going into homes and really allowing our seniors to maintain their independence so they can stay in their home and live out their life with dignity, which is what they deserve. You know, that's the greatest, this generation is the greatest generation ever in American history, and they deserve our help, and they deserve to live their life in their homes if that's what they want. And so just love the opportunity to get in and help people, and that's what it's about.
So you have opportunities right now for people listening to us that may be in the deal where, you know, hey, they've lived and now they're out there and maybe they have a few extra hours a week. I mean, you don't need to keep it's not a tremendous work schedule, right? You're asking folks to do?
No, absolutely not. And we're very flexible. You know, we'll have clients, some clients just, they need transportation once a week just to simply get to the grocery store. A lot of folks still have post office boxes, and they just need help getting to the post office to get their mail or go to the bank and handle business. So sometimes it's just simply that, where they just want to get out of the house, grab a bite to eat somewhere, or maybe get some ice cream, and those simple things. And that's just a couple hours, you know, a week. And then, you know, we've got folks that, you know, 3 or 4 hours, 3 days a week. So really, a lot of our clients are part-time. So whatever somebody has to bring to the table, we will, you know, we really take our time in pairing folks. The most important thing to me is that it is a great connection, because that companionship is really the most important thing that we provide. It's that mental stimulation so that you're not just lonely at home and falling into that dementia and those type of things that happen when you don't have the connections, you don't have anyone to just simply talk to. That's when those things really decline.
I believe that, and in fact, I know that. And mental stimulation, iron sharpens iron, and then there's John Adams, who's going to be on with us every Thursday from 11 to 1. John, have you thought this through? Have you second thought this through? You being iconic, lead columnist, Knoxville News Sentinel. You're like iconic now, John. How long you been here?
Since 1987, Tony. So I've been here longer than you have.
Okay. I came here in '87 to go to school. You came here to come to the paper, and you've been with the News Sentinel that long. Wow.
34 years. I just had my anniversary.
You're kind of an acquired.
How long's
taste,
Jimmy been here? Isn't he older than? He's been here longer than Adams, right? Like
sort of like we do
mid 80s, I think.
But you've like reached a threshold. I sense you used to be like Public Enemy #1, and I don't know, John. I think you've reached critical mass at some point. When did that occur, John? That you're a good guy now?
I don't know if I'm a good guy to everybody, but I think just being somewhere so long, and maybe I just turned 73, so maybe people look at me and say, talking about seniors here and what Ray does, maybe there's
I will never forget that staff photo that would appear of John Adams in every sports section. Like that smile, the white shirt with the black tie, slick back gray hair. I'll never forget that.
Just what I do all over the country, writing opinionated pieces on sports, that they've been laid off. But I'm happy to say I'm still going, and I've already got a second career planned. After talking to Ray over lunch one day, hopefully I'll be one of those seniors out there helping seniors.
Yeah, and that was the thing that was like when we got together, John was very
73, really? That's a little older than I thought.
He doesn't like pretend. Like he's not one of these pretend people.
Man, the future of sports talk radio in Knoxville is doomed.
He suffers no fools, and he doesn't pretend.
John and Jimmy are getting up there. Oh God, the future is horrible. Oh no.
Ray, how do they do that?
You got to jump in the market.
Well, they can go to our website, which is
I do need to figure out, because you can do like call-in stuff. You can figure out a number to pipe in, take some calls.
And, you know, they can fill out the form saying they want to help, or even if they know folks that need help. Both of those you can do right on the website, or they can call our office, which is 865-269-4483.
And again, it's seniorshelpingseniors.com online. It's just very easy. That's very easy to memorize, or to learn rather. Seniorshelpingseniors.com. And again, Ray, thanks for jumping on board with us, man. We're going to have fun here on these Thursdays, and I know that we're going to be a real value to you as well, and you're going to provide, as you continue to provide, a tremendous service and a value to our community as well.
Beautiful, MB. Oh,
absolutely, and I want to thank you and John both, because we're excited here at Seniors Helping Seniors to be a part of this show, and you both are iconic here, and you know, I'm just excited to be able to share the air with you guys today, and just be able to call you guys friends now, and I appreciate that opportunity.
Well, no question. And
finally, a heartfelt pumper. Thank you, sir. Yes.
And my best to your aunt as well, and I know you got to get back to her, but thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Kind of surprised Tony says aunt and not aunt.
I'll tell John.
I don't know if that's a northern thing or aunt,
that turned the corner for him was the change in coaches, because I think
which one?
Yeah, right. Once we lost Philip Fulmer, and people saw the decline in the football team.
Don't decline.
I think that opened people's eyes to realize how true everything John had been talking about, because I always looked at you, John, as that the realistic voice about the sports in Knoxville, to kind of bring people back down to earth, because it was real easy to get so jacked up every season, and the
well, this guy doesn't listen every day. Holy hell.
You were
that's what we've been railing about. It's going to be fun to watch this. Top 2 offense in Tennessee history, 2016, 2012. Look it up. Look it up. Remember how fun those fucking years were?
I appreciate that perspective that you've always brought to the table.
Well, and Ray, on the way out, now we're saying nice things. When it comes to sports, I love the fact that you are one of the charter members with the Tennessee baseball team of keeping the flame lit all these years. And it's got to be an absolute thrill. I was talking to Tony Valls yesterday about a couple of issues, and it's got to be an absolute thrill for you to see what's happened to the baseball deal, because, you know, people throw the term around special coach. I'm here to tell you, Tony Valls is a freaking special coach now.
100%. 100%.
Hell yeah, baby.
I just want to say that to him. Yeah.
Yeah, he has absolutely turned things around in just meteor type fashion. It's unreal how fast he's been able to do what he has done.
Yep.
And man, what just incredible young men, and that shows you the kind of coaching staff. They know what they're looking for, both in talent, but also in character and integrity in these young men, because they are full of it. Their families are full of that character and integrity, and it shows in every aspect.
They're full of it.
Man, what a season! It was an absolute dream come true. Yes, went to every bowl game, even traveled to some away games, and took my dad to the College World Series.
Fantastic.
And man, we stayed and went to every bowl game of the College World Series. And
bowl or bowl?
Enjoyed watching Mississippi State win that thing. What an experience.
Get off!
And what a season! And I can't wait. I'm ready for fall ball and be able to be out there watching these guys work their tails off to get even better. And I do expect to see him in the College World Series again this year.
God, I will pass that along to Tony Valls. No pressure on Tony Valls now. Hey, Ray, thanks, man. Great talking with you, and thank you again. Seniors Helping Seniors and what you guys do. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, John. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Ray.
John Adams, you wrote a piece today in the Sentinel. I want to ask you about it. And then Donovan Dooley's going to join us, who is the quarterbacks coach who trained Joe Milton. And Donovan predicted he'd win the job here. And I want to get Donovan
freaking monster.
To
Holy
congratulate
crap.
him, as Corrine Brown said one time down in Florida. I want to congratulate him on calling the shot there, Babe Ruth. John, you make a point that if we could have gotten Gumby Cold Medina out of here a little quicker, things might have been better. In your latest in the news. Sun
Where's
Bowl.
Dixon been?
Just for 5 seconds, elaborate on that.
For 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Well, how about 50 seconds? Can I have 50 seconds?
You got 50.
Clock's running. Well, Tony, I just think there's so many. Tennessee's had so many problems with the NCAA investigation, all that kind of good stuff. And so there's been so many things working against it in this time frame. But I really think if they could have gotten rid of Jeremy Pruitt sooner, like so many coaches who fire their coach right away, they would have been able to keep some of the players they lost. I just can't imagine a good offensive player that wouldn't be excited about playing in Josh Heupel's offense. There's plenty of evidence.
Drink. I'll be right back.
Hey, Matt Dixon, how many of those guys you think would have stayed if they'd have known they were getting ready to have Christmas Day? Because they were getting ready to. The running back that's at Oklahoma right now, Matt, there's no doubt that he would star in this guy's offense. He'd be insane.
No, him and Ty Chandler both. Now, Eric Gray's going to a playoff contender and, a team that's ranked in the top 5, so I don't know if he would have stayed, but Ty Chandler might probably.
It's going to be amazing when Eric Gray wins the Heisman this year.
Maybe a
Keyshawn Lawrence, first team All-American.
Pretty good fit for this
yes.
Wanya Morris. Wait, he's going to be a first team All-American.
Some offensive players.
To'o's going to be.
Kind of the problem at Tennessee is
SEC defensive player. I don't know.
They would have kept Pruitt. I think the plan was that they were going to give him another year.
Well, should have.
That John giving that guy another year. Him and
my gosh.
Him and Filmer.
I mean,
don't act like we weren't excited.
You talk about
we got the nation's longest winning streak.
The most honest college football coach.
We beat the shit out of whoever. Indiana, we came back and beat them. Garantano took a step forward. Eric Gray's a beast.
He was never going to win. He wouldn't have won against this schedule this year.
He had the nation's longest winning streak.
And we would start Club Gitmo again. And it would have been whatever it was going to be.
He should have been fired the second after the Kentucky loss.
Shut the fuck up, Brian.
He should have been fired at halftime.
Yeah, that's true. Should have been fired.
You actually could go back a little further and say he should have been fired at the end of the Georgia State game.
No question.
In his second season. If nothing else, those first 2 games of his second season, those were gigantic red flags. If you can't beat Georgia State at Neyland Stadium, there's a huge problem, particularly when your offense and your defense, which is supposed to be his area of expertise, faltered so terribly. And then you go to the next week and lose to BYU. As we find out later, Zach Wilson's a great quarterback. Nonetheless, it wasn't a great team. And to blow that lead, and it was on bungled secondary coverage, and you've got this supposed defensive
we're going to
girl.
get fined. Hopefully we don't doze off.
Right then. And we were all really misled by what happened after that when Tennessee later in the year went on a 6-game winning streak against a very, very faint schedule.
The strangest and weirdest and oddest thing about that guy's tenure, John, is that he was supposed to be this going to knock over tables madman, right? And now I go back to that Georgia State game, and
Anybody tried
medicated.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar?
They're walking off the field.
It's
and
damn
looks
good.
Like they just had a kicking scrimmage. I'm like,
you got the wrong medication too.
I know, and I'm like, Chief, you just got trucked. Your team just got hammered. It's not like
he didn't get on officials like you thought he would.
No, I'm telling you, he was like medic. He was in the stuff that Saban gives those kids.
They never had to in Alabama.
It happened at halftime of the Missouri game his first year. He came out of the locker room and he flatlined. I don't know what changed, if he realized that he made a mistake taking the job or what. But it was halftime of the 2018 Missouri game when he came out of the locker room. He was just had showed zero emotion, and he never got it back outside of when they played Alabama or Auburn.
John, the whole tenure was so weird. I mean, his whole time.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Missouri game. I don't want to give him too much credit for self-awareness. However, maybe there was a part of him that figured out, maybe
boy,
I'm not
John
really
Adams
good at
is going to
maybe
be great.
I'm not
Oh,
real
man.
comfortable being
Really
a head
excited.
coach.
Oh, shit.
And perhaps that, had something to do with
We're
his
good. We're good. Oh,
flatliner
God.
demeanor.
I tell you, well,
Thought
John,
we were
I look
flip
forward to
it.
many happy because these are type of conversations.
I know we're
have.
tired,
Your
man.
insight's
Hang in there.
incredible, and
We are
you're breaking it
100
down
miles away. We got
scientifically
this.
through an apparati that you've set up in your place, and
You bow
at your
thy
age, you
apparati.
embrace, the time that we're in. You like the NIL. You're a lot of people your age that are in the game have been very against the NIL.
Jimmy's just sad that
I think it's a good
he ain't
thing
going to
for
be
the
able to
kids.
put his
I've had
Xfinity
a
ads
couple of
up on
interesting
Twitter no
meetings
more.
talking to kids right now. I like that. I think this needed to happen, John. I say it's a good thing.
Yeah, and I want to make a plug for Claire Rain, who, the UT freshman soccer player who's endorsing my column, rather, for $20. It was a cash deal we made, and her team's playing tonight in their first regular season game. Hopefully the weather will be okay. But I do want to say, Tony, I appreciate you having me on the show.
I'd love to go to a women's soccer game.
Working with Ray, and I did have some initial misgivings. And I thought about you, and I thought, you want to be a part of something that has staying power. Tony Basilio's been here a long time, and I remember when he first started. I don't give him a whole lot of credit for that staying power. I kind of give it to his wife, Laura. She's clearly the stabilizing force in that relationship. Left to his own devices, I think there's a really good chance a long time ago that Tony Basilio would have bought a used van, gone out around town and rounded up a few quasi-musicians, called it a band, and headed out around the country playing tunes.
What the hell?
Probably got some VFW stops, maybe a couple of kids' birthdays. They even hit it big where you get the Holiday Inn Lounge act one night during the middle of the week. I kind of think that's how you might have ended up. But I just think Laura's a real stabilizing force in that family, so it's all worked out.
I mean, yeah.
My Rona, you are too much for me. John, thanks. Look forward to it.
Thanks, Tony. Take care.
Oh, God, if we doze off on this, we're dead.
You can press your button. See that, guys? Now Thursdays are never, ever, ever going to be the same here.
Because it's you, Johnny.
I'm excited about it. You guys, I can tell right away, you guys are going to have great chemistry.
I'm excited
together,
for the views that you have,
Matt,
Johnny.
Jumping in there. I'll tell you what, Tommy, another good point.
Oh, shit.
Are
we not going to make it?
Nebraska
Come on, Aunt B.
Oh,
shit.
Whatever they were, incredible.
There we go. Climb. Yes. Yes, baby.
He said, isn't that ironic that they left him alone during the Tom Osborne years when they were into everything under the sun and beating everybody and all-powerful? And isn't that, Matt, how really the NCAA rolls? When you're on top, they don't touch you. You're getting TV ratings. The minute you slip, they kick you right square into Jimmy.
Yeah, they never really came to Tennessee's campus during the 90s either, did they?
No. They kick
you never felt seriously like they were going to carry you.
They kick you. You can get good enough that they won't mess with you. Like Ohio State right now is good enough that they're not messed with. Clemson's good enough that they're not messed with. And John Adams is going to be with us every Thursday, and it's going to be unbelievable, Andy Mack. We're going to take this thing higher. Higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And Donovan Dooley's going to join us. He is the quarterback whisperer for Joe Milton. And I want to talk to him about the camp that Milton's had. And I want to hear from him how he thinks that Joe Milton is going to handle it when Tennessee names him the starter. Because my orange throat and your orange throat is coming out tomorrow, live and in print, and is encouraging Josh Heupel to stop the charade. cut the charade.
I think it's charade, Tony. Charades is odd.
For that matter, again.
Yeah, as long as it's the he's been the best quarterback in camp, and the team kind of knows that he's the guy. Yeah, you might as well name him starter.
I don't know about all that, but he is the starting quarterback. I don't see it, but he had a pretty good scrimmage the other day. More after this. Your Tony Basilio radio family is so excited about the Josh Heupel
Man,
era
how
of Tennessee
crazy would it
we
be
decided to celebrate by staying up all
if
night.
we won a
What
Heisman
would you
Trophy?
expect from the show of record in volunteer country? Our
Man.
entire cast and crew is on deck, ringing in the new era with a special all-night marathon edition of Garza Law Tennessee football, fifth quarter, immediately following Tennessee and Bowling Green. As soon as Tennessee and Bowling Green goes final, we're up all night celebrating the rebirth of Tennessee football with you. So stay with us all night until the following day's Tony Basilio show. Everybody will be heard. No holds or callers will be barred. Thursday, September 2nd into Friday, September 3rd. Stay up with us. We celebrate a new era of Tennessee football. Tennessee football up all night. Presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law firm. Online at GarzaLaw.com. Smoothie King. Do something great for yourself at Smoothie King. Performance Medicine. Perform your best with Performance Medicine. Miller Lite and Alumni Hall. And the best on-air team in America on the best post-game show ever heard, serving the greatest fan base on God's green earth. Let's celebrate
41 miles. We got this.
Tennessee football season.
Oh
After
no!
the
Oh
Bowling
no!
Green game,
I didn't even
it's
notice.
Tennessee
No!
right to you, or we can plan for you.
We've been doing that for over 50.
And just about everything else, but Joe's definitely excited and glad he made a decision to come to Tennessee.
So tell me if this sounds like Joe the other day, and I'm not at scrimmage. I'm not at the scrimmage. It's closed, but I'm talking to sources, and they say that one of the things that's separating him from the other two guys that are there is in Heupel's offense and Alex Golish's offense. They need a guy that when it breaks down, that can get outside and is not afraid and pretty decisive with the ball in his hands in terms of running. He made a couple big plays with his feet the other day, Donovan, which speaks to maybe his comfort level in that offense and the fact that he's just not afraid to tuck it and run with it.
Joe definitely can make plays off schedule. I call him a big cat, and he moves really, really well to be his size, and keeps his eyes downfield. And whether it's
how old is this quarterback coach? Like 14?
I always tell Joe, no matter how big you are, big mammal you are, you got to get out of bounds and play the game smart. Because he is physical, he is a tough kid, but ultimately, you got to preserve your body. So he's definitely going to do that.
I wish somebody would have told Carson Wentz that when he was with the Eagles. I mean, look, I'm an Eagle fan. I don't understand the concept of these NFL guys trying to show you how tough they are. RG3, and 2 years later, your body's broken down. I mean, look, you take on those linebackers at this level or at that level, you're not going to live to tell about it.
Not at all. It's a car wreck every play. So, the whole goal is to keep the car clean. So, tell Joe that.
Joe Bob lived through it, damn it.
Make sure we move the chains and play a game with good eyes and be smart.
Donovan, what was there about him that you knew he'd come down here and perform when the lights went back on for him and when he got a second chance at this level? What was it about him that you knew that he would be able to do that?
I think Joe cared, and Joe cared.
I hate the goddamn merging exit ramp bullshit in this game, man. Fix it, please.
Anytime you got passion and energy and knowledgeable and wants to learn, there was no doubt he would come in and study and make a huge impression, just from a character standpoint, just on the field. And he's very, very ultra competitive. And when you got a guy like that comes in a new system, and I knew the system that he was going to was
I
definitely
want to be the
very,
very ultra competitive.
With the spacing and the different concepts they use.
Joe Milton!
Joe's a monster now. I knew
gotta
Joe
complete them all.
Yeah, and when you guys talk,
I
and
just
want to
be good, goddammit. Can we, for one fucking year, be good, score points, fucking surprise people with their defensive play, have all SEC skill players. God damn it, just once. Be good. Be best.
Different concepts and different things that's new. Inside a 2 to 3 year
tired of
process
sucking.
in that system. He's always going to say that. No matter if I gave Joe an A or a B, which we never really talk about grades for a practice or a session, he would always say, hey, coach, before he gets a pat on the back, he's always wants to know what to do better. So I think for Joe, just more being consistent.
We're here, baby.
And, as far as progression, making sure
I wanted to deliver this tree thing to you, baby.
The chains and not getting behind the sticks. So once he does that,
Hell out. We're here.
You guys can expect some more wins in the win column.
I think he's one of the things I hear about him. You tell me if this matches up with a guy you know. He's been very humble here. He's been kind of team-oriented as well, and even encouraging the guys he's competing with in that quarterback room. He's been kind of a solid guy.
Yeah. He's talking about that just in the quarterback room, how it's brotherhood, and encourages everybody. And Joe is the type of kid that likes to take something out of someone else's tool belt. So if whether it's whatever it is, we talk about that all the time. Don't be afraid to take something that someone else does well and make it a strength of yours. You know what I mean? And that's how you become better as a player, complete player, and complete quarterback. So I think he's doing that well.
In terms of the approach of these coaches, and this is not for everybody, right? I'm a little older than you are. I guess you told me you're mid-30s.
Go, baby, get that money. Come on.
I'm mid-50s. And I was telling you, when I was growing up, even playing baseball or whatever, I had coaches would scream at you like you were some kind of dog or something.
Level 37
and
now.
The previous staff, they were cussers, yellers, screamers, and
to find a place to sleep,
what have you. And I don't know how they were at Michigan. I don't know how Harbaugh comported himself, because he's coached both college and professional football, and I know you can't talk to professional athletes the way you talk to college athletes. But these guys here are not like that on the practice field at all. Is that type of coaching conducive to getting the most out of Joe, or is he a guy that would respond better to getting screamed at? Because we're all different.
I just think Joe's
we are all
Like
different.
most players, just want to be respected.
We all are different. We all are different. We respond differently to different coaching styles. But Tony, we're going to win all the games because our coach doesn't cuss at players. He just sits there and coaches them. Jesus Christ.
Character men, and they gel well together, and I think they have a tight nucleus, and I think they're going to do some things very special at Tennessee. So I look forward to seeing that.
How excited are you 2 weeks from today when the lights come on for Joe and you get a chance to settle into your easy chair and watch him go? How excited are you to watch that Bowling Green game and see how he performs?
Oh, man, I'm excited. You talk about easy chair, man. I'm flying to 2 games. So
are you really? Are you coming in? Yeah. You're coming in?
I'm going. I'm going to fly in and check out a few games and move forward from there. I need to see it live and up in person. So look forward to seeing it.
Good for you. You like this offense these guys run?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be exciting. And you never can go fast enough, in their eyes. So, you'll see, and obviously I'm not there on the day-to-day, but from what I saw in the past, what they do, or who they are, and they're going to stretch the defense and put some stress on the defense, and they're going to do some different things to be able to withstand what they got going on.
Yeah, I think it's going well. I think it's going well behind the scenes. Here's the thing I hear, timing-wise, he doesn't yet have his timing in that offense. No surprise to me. Offensive line doesn't really have their timing down. The backs don't have their timing down. The defense has had their way with them in the couple of scrimmages.
Hey, we're up over the $2.25 million mark,
no,
though.
Not at all. It's still early, guys, and you can say, and that may sound cliche or saying, hey, they got a football game around the corner, but the defense typically is always ahead of the offense, right? But when the offense starts to gel and becomes better and build that more chemistry, things start to click. And obviously, when the defense knows your guys and knows the personnel and hears the calls and starts to be keen on certain things they see on a day-to-day basis, they can jump certain things. But with an opponent that doesn't have that much film or doesn't have that close relationship with the offense,
it could be a little difficult for those guys. So that's what I see in the future.
Donovan, you a Lions fan?
I am. I am a Lions guy.
Poor guy.
Let's buy 2 trucks.
That's so sad.
And I root for him every game.
I love those uniforms. I mean, I go back to the 70s, and I've always loved them. And here's the thing: they just can't get out of their own way. I mean, this Matt Patricia guy was a clown. This Matt Patricia guy was a clown, Donovan.
Hey, listen, I just say this. Every game, I hope for a new day, and then we're going to try to get it done here in Detroit, and hopefully Patricia and the guys can get it done, man. I always say, hopefully this year's Christmas for us. So hopefully we can get it done.
You're my man. Good talking to you. Thanks for answering the bell for us. I hope you enjoy your time in Knoxville when you're down here in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
And give our
All right,
best
got
to
2 more
the
trucks,
great
2
Joe
more
Milton as
drivers.
I bow my head and get
So
ready
now
for
we
the
are up
beginning
to
of the Joe Milton
15
era
of
here.
us, including us. That's freaking huge, man.
Thank you. Donovan
is so
Dooley one more
huge.
time.
Hell yeah.
Dooley I actually like talking football with, Matt. What a concept.
Oh, come on, Tony.
First time here for that.
First time for everything. As they say in the trade. Let's go to the phones. Get as many people in here as we can. We've had what I would like to call a rather content-filled program thus far. So let's take some phone calls and even it out, because there's been too much good content on here. Know what I mean, Brian? Too much good content. We need some phone calls in here.
Color paste goes all the other.
Even out the content and I got a problem right now with that. So we've got a no holds barred format, which is going to allow that moron to call.
Please, Dixie Crap.
We have got a no.
Why are they so butthurt about
no
it? Come
holds
on
barred
now.
format on our Up All Night broadcast. I've got an issue. Matt and Brian.
Okay.
I don't feel like fielding that moron's phone call. Matt, when it's no holds barred, do I
Tony
have to, in the middle of the night field that phone call from him? Is that what I'm doing here? Is that what's happening? Because yesterday he called in and see he calls in yesterday twice, and the second time he took a real shot at Brian Hartman. Took liberties with Brian Hartman's surname.
Oh, shit.
And I don't think it's funny. So I don't know what to do about it. Between Matt not knowing how to work anything in here, and Laura says, how's Matt going to do the show when he doesn't know how to work the phones? I said, yes, he does. She said, Tony, he's never sat over there. She said, no, he's very good on the air. He can do that all day long, but he's never sat over there.
Oh,
so how's he going to give you a break for a couple hours? Like, how you going to do that? She has a good point. And
well, that's actually the perfect time for Cattleman to call, and I don't know how to put him on air.
And then Tony Jones listened to us. He said, way to get a Detroit Lion comment on the show. How about that? Tony Jones checking us out on the show of record. Tony Jones, what's up?
Like former coach Tony Jones?
And whatnot. You're my man, Tony Jones. You're my man. Tony Jones, do you know Donovan Dooley? Have you guys broken it down scientifically? 865-200-5402.
Bourbon, baby.
See, Tony Jones has credibility. Tony Jones was there when Anthony Carter hauled in that pass from Bobby Hebert.
Okay, wrong Tony Jones.
Michigan Panthers defeated my Philadelphia Stars out in Denver, Colorado in July of 1983. Tony Jones was on the edge of his seat and on his way down the fish. And I'm jacked up. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Let's go ahead and fill up while we're here.
According to Greg Kellen Winslow Jr.
I'm a soldier. Trivia question for our viewer. What game did he say that after? What game did that?
Matt Dixon, your favorite college football uniform
That
outside of our
interview
balls
occur
is?
after.
The LSU purple jerseys they wear against non-conference teams.
No.
Do what now?
Do what?
The non-conference what? Say it again. Oh, you said that. The LSU deal.
Yeah.
I'm having it.
You know, I kind of like Michigan's jerseys and uniforms too. They have the unique helmet.
No.
I don't really like Michigan much, but they've got a pretty cool uniform too.
No.
Back to. Oh, I love Michigan's. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No.
Oh, those things are unbelievably cool looking. That Michigan helmet.
The hell we get out of this parking lot?
Let's go to the phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome.
Hey, Tony, Turkey Man.
Hey, Tay.
Hey, Turkey Man.
Good, man. We had to balance out the content with some phone calls. So thanks for doing that.
Well, have you asked the gentleman you had on? I missed him before when you had him on. I know that they said Milton came early, or he was security spring. He didn't participate. How much he was injured? Don't know exactly why or what the situation was with the injury.
Well, he wasn't allowed to participate in spring, but he did have a wrist or a hand injury prior to being here. He got hurt last year during the season, which inhibited his ability.
Why he felt he didn't have a better success at Michigan, and I'd like to have heard that, because that was definitely,
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If you can go back, we need to dig that up, though. We did a piece with him back in the spring where we unpacked all that. That was meant. I was meant to congratulate. I was just wanting to bring him on and talk about how Joe was progressing in camp, rather than go back and try some. Matt and Brian, what was the Cliff's Notes version of that? What did Donovan say happened to Joe there?
He just wasn't a fit for that offense, and they weren't really adapting, his game and incorporating it into what they were doing.
Yeah, Tony.
They had very little design quarterback runs. Didn't really try to stretch the field a whole lot, which is probably his best strength as a passer. So it just wasn't a great fit. And then they had a guy who had a little bit of success last season, who was going to be their starter. So he was just looking for a place to play.
And pin, turn right.
Well, I'm not gonna put no damper on it. I just know that Goff and the coaching, and Goff could run, and nobody knew he could run like that. And I think Goff would be successful in somebody else's offense. I think Michigan, because he didn't even have a quarterback for the year.
Dobbs would have been incredible in this offense.
Yeah, and he would be great here. But my question I called about, don't know if you got time for me on this, but we're talking about Florida and our advantage of them playing Alabama the week before. Is that game in Gainesville?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's my point, okay? My point is
It's going to be hot.
It's because of the location. A lot of times it's been just absolutely...
Tell you what, hang right there. Stay right there. I want to hear you.
To the radio listener.
In the meantime, to the radio listener, I want to say I love you like a brother, and that's how it's got to stay. Or a sister, and that's how it's got to stay. We love you. God bless. Go Balls.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM. Translator W259 Powell, Knoxville.
We gone. OI.
All right.
To the rest
on the
of us,
road,
stay
don't
here
need
and
to
hang out,
sleep,
break
don't
it
need
down
to fill up.
scientifically.
Got 1,200
Turkey
miles
Man, you're
between
back.
us and
You're
100
going to make a point about Florida and Alabama down there.
$144,000. Oh my God. Probably the. I don't know if this would be the biggest, but close to it.
Early games, a lot. And I remember they were supposed to play LSU early, and it got canceled for some reason. They had to find a time to reschedule it. And I know this year with the COVID, if you cancel it, it is I'm not sure exactly how that plays out. If you cancel it because of COVID, it's a forfeit.
Yeah,
does it count against you in the win or loss, the loss category, or is it just the other person not penalized for it? I'm not sure exactly how that goes. I don't understand that. But all I'm saying is, I wouldn't bank on them playing Alabama the week before they play us till it's done. Because of the area they live in, because of past practice. And most of it's not their doings. Because of hurricane.
Keep right.
But
And turn right.
LSU game, Matt might be able to help me with that. But there was a little bit of something there that they was able to could have went to LSU and played or something and played it on schedule. And I don't remember how that laid out, but no, they wasn't going to do it, and they put it down toward the end. And that was the year that Butch had done what he's supposed to do. We had a chance to play them, in a big bowl or even won it. But we was banking on them beating LSU, and they didn't. But that was my thought process, man. I want to get your take on that, but
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Matt, how do you respond to Turkey Man's thoughts here?
The game being, after Bama, it's at a great spot for Tennessee. You would like to think Tennessee would have their quarterback situation finalized. Hopefully Milton just kind of takes it and runs with it.
I mean, if we can get
I don't think we're going to beat Florida,
semblance
but I
of
can
a
definitely
defense,
see the scenario where they have some hangover from
we
the
could
Bama
beat
game.
anybody.
Maybe Henry Jones has a bum ankle.
Our skill players are so good. Our line has great players. We got so many options at quarterback. Wide receiver. Just have a defense, and you're going to be fucking great.
About the area they live in and the time of season it is, there's a good chance that they won't even have to play Alabama in that spring, and there's a good chance that they'll have an open day because I've seen it happen too many times because of the climate and area they live in. And I just, that's something to look at. And also, how is the COVID? How will, if you can't play this year with COVID, how's that pan out this year?
If you can't play, you forfeit, you lost the game. We're not redoing or renewing games this year.
It's an ale. It's an ale.
Correct.
An ale, baby.
If that happens, then does that count? It counts as an ale.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker. If we got beat by Florida.
Oh yeah.
Whether we fell in the category of second spot or something like that.
You got that right.
So that would count against them, correct?
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. But I just.
All right, down to 1,175 miles to go.
Play them after they play Alabama, which is great.
Shit.
But also they're thinking about the weather and the past practice in that area there. They cancel so many early games. That's not guaranteed that they won't have to reschedule it because of. And I just, because of weather. And you look at just all the storms going through now, it made me think about that. Anyhow, I just want to run that up the flagpole.
Well, thank you, Turkey.
And we'll just take it down, fold it.
Praying for you, brother.
In its place. How about that?
Turkey, you're the man. Thank you, brother. Good talking to you. Your guy did not win the job. Doesn't look like Turkey, man. Although, who knows? Let me read something new from The Athletic today. Have you guys seen this thing that's going around about Pruitt? So here's what happened. Joe Rexrode and Davey Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, wow.
Have put together what they're calling Recruiting Confidential Tennessee.
Okay.
Deep dive into college football recruiting.
Right.
For this piece, they assembled a panel and asked them questions about previous regimes here. Coach 1, head coach Nashville area. Coach 2, head coach Nashville area. Coach 3, head coach Knoxville area. Coach 4, head coach Nashville area. Coach 5, head coach Memphis area. Coach 6, Nashville area. Coach 7, head coach Mid-State. Coach 8, head coach Knoxville area. And they asked them certain questions. And they talked about Heupel, and they had, complimentary things to say about that staff thus far. Second question was, how would you compare this staff to Tennessee's previous staff? Coach 1 is from the Nashville area. Says the following: Pruitt, that guy, I had nothing to do with him. I saw him one time over here. I'll leave it at that. He told one of our kids who played for him, who started a lot of games for him, that he couldn't win with kids from our school because he needed dogs from Georgia. I was not a fan at all. He didn't think he could win with Tennessee kids. And it's true that you can't win with just Tennessee kids.
Yeah. So.
But you better get the best from here. And there's plenty you can get. And he didn't do that. And to be honest with you, I thought he was a low-class human being. We had kids on that team. We have managers. And the stories about him, he just didn't sound like someone.
You know what is kind of strange when you think about it? Like, of the states in the Southeastern Conference, Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida,
Nashville area,
Arkansas. Of the states, like,
Jeremy Pruitt never talked to me not one time.
Probably 3 of the top 4 most likely to not have a second team. Tennessee, Vanderbilt in Tennessee.
Oh, man.
Mississippi, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. And, oh, God, I just had the other one. Alabama, Auburn, and Alabama.
Nashville area.
Like, not Florida, not Georgia, not Louisiana.
They weren't trying to recruit a certain kid. They were just trying to lay the foundation with high school
I
coaches.
guess.
And that's the way
I don't know if LSU was in the league.
It wasn't just that they were going after certain schools. They were trying to reach out to a majority of everybody across the board.
It's pretty interesting.
The previous staff did a good job. We've had some kids at Tennessee.
Even Kentucky, with Louisville
and knew quite a few guys on the staff. I just don't know if there was much relationship building.
Yeah, but whatever. But
as much as pure recruiting.
Cool. I don't think we're missing another state. That's the only 3: Tennessee, Alabama,
where do we find that guy?
And Mississippi.
Hoover High School.
You know what?
Falmer stepped in and saved us from.
To buy Ike t-shirts.
Who are we going to hire after Mike Leach?
Excited about Heupel at all. You don't see any hype train or anything like that with this new coaching staff at all, given what's happened in the past. And he's much more capable of earning the undeserved praise that all these other losers got.
It's so true, Brian. That's why we're up all night, man. I feel for the guy.
And I've actually written a blog piece stating just as much, that it'll be out next week.
Turn left.
Fans are just burned out, Brian. They don't want to. They don't want to get their hopes up again and have this in 3 years do the same thing all over. They're just tired of it.
I don't think it's about getting your hopes up. It's about making a personal evaluation with what you see, and then basing your expectations on that.
We're not going to waste our time with
when I see a photo of Joe Milton, I'm like, holy shit, this guy is a monster athlete. Like, I hope he wins a Heisman Trophy.
All over the place. I'm certainly not one to judge
but when we call in, we're like, oh, we're going to be so fun to watch, Tony. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Call back in November, buddy.
What was the previous guy doing? No wonder
he was cheating, Tony. He's cheating.
State. What a jackass.
Well, in Heupel, that's why.
There's one good thing Bush did well. He recruited the state very well.
Hey, Tennessee, do me a favor. Don't pay that jerk a dime.
Hey, Tony, we got Keyshawn Lawrence. He was a top 10 player in the state. We got him to come here. Oh, he left? What? He didn't really play?
What was he doing?
Oh,
what was
shit.
Farmer doing when all this was going on, guys?
Fuck, man.
What was he doing?
He was advertising for Anderson Windows or whatever the bullshit was. He wasn't
being an athletic director or a mentor to his first-time head coach.
Greyhound, you fucking idiot.
And that's why I put most of this blame on Fulmer for how all that, for what we're going through right now.
Oh no, come on.
To allow a bunch of gumps to just
You
run
would
the thing
never,
into the ground
just because he was a
with
football coach,
NCAA,
that's the only reason why you think that.
sanctions possible.
If it was just a random dude, you would
just
never
can't
think
let that happen.
No chance you would think that.
Here's a coach. They asked him, what's your early impressions of Heupel and Tennessee staff? This is Coach 4. He's from the Nashville area. A+.
Uh-oh, what?
Josh and I go way back, I got to say that. But I know he's done an incredible job of reaching out to high school coaches. And I mean him personally. His staff does a great job of wanting to know more about players and just what they look like on tape. They have a clear understanding of what they're looking for on both sides of the ball and at all positions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this guy's like his press agent. They might say, hey, this receiver's a great player. He's an SEC player, but he doesn't fit what we're looking for. He said they're going to do that.
Come on.
Coach 6 on Heupel, who's in the Nashville area, says the following. I think they're doing a good job. They've got some kids up there and some student assistant coaches we've seen on some previous staffs. And what I hear is they're really good men. And that's what you hear from people inside that program. Good men, good guys. Coach Heupel, I've talked to him a couple times already. And that's a lot more than I talked to some of the other guys who were up there in the past few years. What the... WTF, man.
I mean, Tony, these guys have one, maybe two guys
Jeremy
that we
Pruitt,
actually
and you
want.
are a high school coach, Jeremy. And you're a bad high school coach. You're not even...
Don't act like
you
we're
are
doing
a fool.
Injustice here.
A fat fool. No offense to Fat Pete.
Hey!
Have you seen the picture of him?
Oh my God! Did you see Freddie Kitchens? I'll have one of everything.
He had a Natural Light T-shirt on. That's about the only...
Natty Light, damn Natty Light.
Yeah, and he had a Natty Light in his life.
Jesus.
He had a Dunlap. Did you guys see?
There's nothing light about him.
Wow.
All right, how many miles
That
we looking at
we're
here?
talking about the picture of them.
Still over 1,000.
Yankee Stadium last night.
86.
Let's go. I'm bored. You want to watch his baseball shit? Let's go. Can you hear? Can you just hear Pruitt? Let's go. I'm bored. Go watch the ball.
He does seem like Cartman-esque.
Oh.
You can go get some hookers at the street down the road there.
Unbelievable.
Get
some skull at the Rocky Top Market before we go.
None of that stuff's like, wasn't that stuff kind of well known, after a year or two of them, that they just kind of dismissed the in-state kids, and then they, especially if they wouldn't come to camp. I mean, coming to camp was like the most important thing for those coaches, and but they just kind of ignored in-state players, the whole time they were here. And this is at a time when the state has never been produced more or better, high school prospects.
He had a couple guys, Matt, that didn't go to camp, and they had this hard line, this hard line deal, and then they chased them in all the way in the end of January, trying to get them to change their minds. And you're like, look, which one is it? Is it the no camp or no camp? We're gonna let you go, and then he chases them. I mean, that's when I knew there was. John Adams. We were talking last hour, about an hour ago. Who's going to be on this every Thursday, beginning the Bowling Green State game. But there were so many red flags to this guy's tenure. His entire tenure here was a red flag. They could have fired him, to John's point, and would have been justified doing so after that Georgia State game.
Well, they could have been justified firing him after the first play against West Virginia.
Oh, Brian, shut up.
And what was funny is how he handled his coaching staff. Terry Fair was trying to get him in on some kids out of, I think it was in the mid-state or somewhere.
Yep, exactly right.
And needed to get in on, and
Tony's eating.
He ignored them, and then blamed Terry Fair for them going elsewhere. And then the whole Brumball thing.
Yep.
He handled that, and then he had dead weight on his staff like William Friend, who was in his wedding. He just had a very odd way of handling his coaching staff.
William Friend is not making friends and influencing people early on at Auburn, because the book there is that they are a disaster in camp.
Wait.
Let's go back to the phone.
He got hired by South Carolina, but then left for Auburn, correct? Are we right in that?
I was just going to say that guy's going to be a total failure at Auburn. You can see coming a mile away.
Yes, you can.
Culture fit. I mean, just coming to the SEC. He doesn't have a great roster. I mean, that guy might be out of there in 2 years.
I agree with
that. That sounds rash.
No.
That's gonna be like Joe Moorhead at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Well, it'd been funny to hear Pruitt's staff all getting to talk to the media and Pruitt making fun of them. Wouldn't that have been like a hilarious comedy to chew on? If Pruitt allowed his staff to talk.
God, Pruitt was such an imbecile.
The Hoover Mafia.
Let's go. I like that old Danny Stiff guy. Where's Danny Stiff now? Coach Stiff.
What's Danny Stiff up to now?
Telling us that we don't know anything and you don't know, and ripping the fans. I mean, suck it. Ripping the fans on Twitter.
And if you ain't down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Tony B.
Hey.
Where's it? Florida.
Overtime? Florida checking in on overtime. You have a device. You're able to. You're what?
Hey, listen. I've been sitting here since 12:30, and you never answered my call.
Oh.
Listening to you on WJBE. I want to give a shout out to B. Brian, you my man, dude. Hey, listen. Brian said, I don't believe we're going to go down there and win in Florida. He telling the truth. He don't know if they're going to go down there and win, Tony B. Why can't you be like that? Why can't you give it up?
I think Matt said that, but I'm sort of closer to Matt's camp than Tony's right now.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, B. Hey, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with it, because there's
Still
nothing wrong
1,000
with
miles
it
to go.
God, you know what?
Bless, we're not going anywhere. Look, we're just
Shaggy
Shaggy running it down this damn road.
Listen, you know what's funny about you?
What?
You heard Joe Milton's coach on here.
Uh-huh.
And that aggravated you because you thought you
were
in that slot, right? But then we had Joe, but you realized it, and then when you heard him talking, and you heard him talk about what a great game manager Joe Milton was, and what a great competitor, and you heard him say he's 1% better, which means
pump the brakes. Let's not.
He'll be like 50% better. Because look at 50 days from now or whatever it is.
Let's not crown Joe Milton this shit.
Now he's a good player right now. Imagine that. He says he's
1%
better every day.
Stop, Tony. You're better than this.
That means in 2 weeks he'll be 14%
You shouldn't do
better
this,
when
Tony.
they kick a game off.
Stop being
and then
biased.
14 plus another about 30 days. He's gonna be like 44% better. Florida, you're getting ready to get rained upon down there. Do you feel it?
Chris, are you here?
Tony, you can talk percentages.
Chris, if you're here,
you want to talk.
what is your favorite radio call in Tennessee football history?
And they knowing that, you know what, it's going to be more than that. Joe Milton can be, y'all can put him on the biggest pedestal in the world.
44% better.
When you can put him on the biggest pedestal in the world, Tony B, but when it comes down to it, what is he going to do?
44% better.
Hey, Tony B, let me ask you a question. You remember when I met you? I remember when I met you, it was at Pilot on Brothers Pike.
I've met you.
Yeah, you
Pilot on Brothers Pike.
I told you about Jordan Bell.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So I didn't know that was you. That's cool.
Yeah,
Tony.
Tony B.
Oh, stop lying.
House of Faith. I want to give a shout out.
House of what? House of what?
Black.
House of Fade, F-A-D-E. They cut hair.
That might be the greatest thing I've ever heard. House of Fade. That might be the greatest thing I've ever heard. Where is the House of Fade located?
It's over on Inskip, right there at Inskip Road, right across the railroad tracks when you go across the railroad tracks on Inskip.
Okay, so back by the ballpark, near the ballpark.
Yeah,
Oh, Florida's local? I didn't know that.
House of Fade. What's his name? Let's give him a shout out in the House of Faith.
His name is Wes Adams.
Wes Adams, what's up in the House of Fade? What's up, Wes Adams? Thank you for being there.
Yeah, he might not be listening to you on overtime, Tony, but I told him
better be
on WJBE.
Well,
but he wants you to do a podcast in there because I told him you would come out and visit and do all that. I'm trying to hype you up. I'm trying to get you to business.
Well, listen,
surely run 1,000 now. Okay, 991 miles to go.
When you're
about
on
halfway
here,
on our sleep.
We're not even
still
national.
A lot of
we're international.
diesel.
We're intergalactic now. There are Martians listening to us. Because Martians know when Earthlings start talking that nonsense that you talk about, Meatloaf Mullen, because you guys are going to go about 9-3 or 8-4.
Hey, B, am I talking nonsense, B? Do I be talking nonsense, B, or I'm kind of realistic?
Hey, Brian, open Florida's schedule up right now and tell me what their final record's going to be. Be 8-3 or 9-4. Go ahead, Brian.
You see that tough schedule? You see that tough schedule, Tony?
Open their schedule, and let's read it out loud, and we'll go.
Look at it, B.
Here we go.
Go ahead, Brian.
What we got, Brian?
Florida Atlantic.
That's a win.
Okay, win.
That's a win.
Okay. At South Florida, that's a train wreck down there. I'd say that's a win.
That's a W.
Yeah.
Alabama loss.
That's an L.
That's a win.
Oh, they play Alabama the first SEC game?
Okay.
It's a win.
Tennessee.
Put Tennessee aside.
I gotta put that in the win.
No, you don't. No, you put it aside. No, put it aside. Brian, don't suck up to this clown. Put that game aside. All right, so you have a one loss.
I'm gonna let you determine this. I won't say anything.
All right.
Florida Atlantic.
Win.
Start over. Florida Atlantic.
God damn! You just started over. Why are you starting over again? What's happening?
Win. Matt,
oh,
you
God.
do it. Matt,
okay.
you do it. Go.
At South Florida.
Tony, I don't have Florida's schedule pulled up here. I sent it to Maggie in a text message, but...
Tennessee.
Win.
At Kentucky.
Matt.
Win.
I'm going to love that.
Win.
At LSU.
I'm going to love that.
Loss.
Really?
Georgia.
I don't know. I don't think LSU has a quarterback.
At South Carolina.
Win.
Samford.
Win.
At Missouri.
Win, but very close.
Florida State.
Win.
So you've got them, what,
9-3.
Alabama losses to Georgia and to LSU. That's 9-3.
And
I was going to say 10-2, man.
And 9-3 and 9-3 is pure
I don't know
meatloaf.
about LSU. That's a
That's even
toss-up.
with your win against Tennessee, you're still going to have meatloaf, buddy. That's even with if you win the Tennessee game. Because I'm going to tell you something. That Missouri game up there, now you laugh at this, but Eli have a Drinkowitz on me is going to have something for you. Missouri owns you guys.
Tony, like I said, bro.
Yeah.
You keep quit smoking during these games, during these your radio time. You can't be smoking. And then
What?
Hey, lick the chalice, Tony. Let's hit the ganja, baby.
I know that.
You can't do that. I'm gonna have to start coming in overtime because I cuss on here, Tony.
Hell, fucking yeah, Florida.
I'm not doing the WJB thing no more. Brian, you still my man, brother. You still my man. Right. Matt, you growing on me, but you gotta come on with it and be real.
You would never cuss at me. We're boys.
Hey, Tony, I gotta let you go, man. Sometimes
I love you.
You gotta let go.
Hey, Florida, much love to you. Be safe. Thanks for spreading the word for us, man. Even though you're an idiot.
No offense.
865-200. And you have bad opinions in sports.
Oh shit!
Thank you for spreading the word, loyalty, and to the House of Fade. I give you a shout out.
Talk about wrestling, Tony, so I can shit on you, motherfucker.
If you want to break bread with us this afternoon.
Let's go, Jesus.
Let's go back to our phones.
All right, what are we looking at
Let's get our
here?
next call in. Hello and welcome into our next call.
Why are we going? I feel like we're going in reverse. What the fuck?
No, not this idiot. My God, I'm
8675 Basilio.
Hello and welcome into our next call.
Hey Tony, how are you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
What the fuck is this?
Hey, this is Joshua Sales from Belvedere.
Oh, thank you, Joshua Sells from Belvedere.
Love it, man. Good to hear from you, buddy.
What are you
It's been
selling?
a long while, man. A beautiful Belvedere.
What if Tony remembers Matt
I got my partner here in crime, Randy from Altamont.
Who I love.
A big shout out.
Now, where is Belvedere located?
It's in between Huntsville and probably Chattanooga.
Oh.
Brian, have you ever been to Belvedere, Tennessee? Brian Hartman.
No way. No, that's Alabama, right?
Brian, why are you ghosting me? Matt, have you ever been to Belvedere?
In between Huntsville and Chattanooga, that has to be Alabama.
Yes, it is.
I knew that.
Hang on.
TB. Tennessee, Tony. I know my Tennessee geography. I know my towns. This is my place. But go ahead. Any friend of Randy's is a friend of mine. I've never met Randy, but I know Randy. I can tell Randy's heart and soul through this medium.
Okay, apparently
interfacing him below these many years. And I will tell you, any friend of Randy's is a friend of mine.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. You could tell Randy's a Tennessee fan if you just drove by his house.
You freaking better believe that. He painted the face, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so it is about the distance between Huntsville and Chattanooga, but it's just south of Tullahoma, Tennessee, so Middle Tennessee. Okay, makes sense.
Where do you see D. Beckman fitting in right there? Do you see them at some point during the season converting him over to a hybrid tight end or anything like that?
I want him to be. But they haven't done anything with him yet. Right now, I don't understand that. I hope that kid doesn't get lost in the shuffle because he's too talented.
Yeah, that's how I just feel if they keep him at the running back position, he's going to be underutilized. He's 6'5", 200, 30-something, 240, whatever it is. And I think they're kind of looking for the next Derrick Henry, but in all honesty, Derrick Henry's a once-in-a-generation running back.
Oh, get the fuck off of here. Fuck you.
I agree with that.
And then if you look at the quarterback competition, I mean, of course, Harrison Bailey was brought in to be the next savior of Tennessee football. He was labeled that by several people, but in all honesty, man, I mean, if you're going to put up big numbers this year, I totally agree on letting Joe Milton. I mean, I watched practice highlights when he broke it down the field for that long touchdown run. At 247 pounds, nobody come close to touching him.
Oh my gosh!
I think it was like a 50-yard run he broke off, if I'm not mistaken.
He had a couple of huge runs the other day, and I'm going to tell you something. They're going to let him make plays with his feet. I think that's the thing that separates him and the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, man.
And I know I've seen one pass.
Don't get us this excited, Tony.
The number 3 at transfer from Mississippi State.
Yep.
He threw a dime. It looked like at least 40, 45 yards. You just flick of the wrist, man. And I think as far as total athletic ability, Joe Milton blows all the quarterbacks on our roster out of the water.
I'm looking at mileage-wise, 823.
I think he's got better accuracy than
about halfway on sleep, 3/4 a tank.
I don't know. I don't know enough about all of them. I think they've cooked it. I think they've cooked it for him, and they decided early in camp that he was going to get the job, and he got the job. And I believe he's the quarterback, and we're going to have to wait and see how he performs in that first game. I really hope that he performs well.
We're not doing too great.
Yes, I do too, and I guess I watch each practice and I keep up with the team on Bleacher Report and all that just to see, man, if they'll ever move D. Beckwith over. I know they've already moved the Julian Nixon that come in as a big receiver. I think he's 6'3", 6'4", 230 pounds coming in out of high school. I know he's already been transferred, moved over to tight end, but I'm just waiting for D. Beckwith, man, because in all honesty, I can see him being like the Pitts in Florida. I can see him turn into a player like that at that position.
They really like the Tillman kid who they've slid over there. He's got to gain weight. They say if he was a little bigger, he'd be playing. But Matt, they cannot waste D. Beckwith, and he's nowhere. He's like not being mentioned anywhere. Like he's in the Bermuda Triangle or something. Matt, the Tennessee Bermuda Triangle.
But he's a guy who doesn't really have a position, and You would hope that this coaching staff can get creative enough to find a way to use him in some kind of role this year, but no, he's not really fast enough to be a running back. He's never played wide receiver, or especially not tight end before, so you don't know how we could do as a blocker. I mean, he's just kind of a guy without a position right now, and that's what we just have to trust this coaching staff to figure out a way to use him.
Now, this is going to be a long shot right here, too, but surely you don't think they would put him on the defensive side of the ball at linebacker, would you?
I don't understand why they haven't tried him somewhere. I mean, I would get my best athletes out there.
Oh, yeah.
One way or another, man. One way or another.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree on that.
But that's me. I want my best athletes on either side of the line of scrimmage. I'm not going to discriminate between offense and defense.
But
sadly, if I have a guy that's buried on my depth chart on offense, and he's not showing up why wouldn't I put him in my linebacking core where literally I need somebody that can play? Somebody, anybody, help wanted. The two guys that are there are struggling. I'm just telling you. Our linebacking core is going to be a struggle. It just is. I'm not breaking news there, but it's going to be a struggle. It'll be hard to watch at times, I think.
Does anybody know Beck was 40 time? Could you imagine, maybe putting him back at safety at 6'5"?
I mean, I can just see it now, man. Imagine the explosive plays a guy would make. Listen, I appreciate you. You're my man. Any friend of Randy's is a friend of mine. The guy watches the
740 miles to go. Gonna have to sleep here soon.
Is the plan to play more than one quarterback against Bowling Green?
Oh, they're gonna play 3 of them.
I mean, they're gonna have to. Surely in the blowout situation,
they're gonna play 3 of them. They're gonna play all 3 of them, Brian.
During the course of the game. Okay.
What I'll be interested to see is who's gonna come off that bench second.
Gotta be Bailey.
Because I know who their number 2 is if the quarterback got hurt, the starter got hurt, or if the guy falters. I think Hooker would be the second quarterback.
I don't think so.
But who are they going to put second in that Bowling Green game? Because there's a difference there. Who you play in a mop-up deal and who you would play if you had an injury situation, those are 2 different things.
Okay, let's
start
scouting where we need to stop here.
If he plays it politically or if he plays it right down the middle. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. It's Extra Time Overtime. Welcome in.
Hey, Tony, it's Joshy Boy.
Under the wings. Joshy Boy, have the Phillies done as I told you they would do in Arizona thus far?
They lost the other night, and they lost last night.
What did I tell you was going to happen?
I am still nervous with the Braves 3.5 game lead.
Now, you guys last night had a bullpen implosion for the ages that they would be talking about around the world today, even in towns where cricket, were places where cricket is a top sport. Tell Brian Hartman what your bullpen did last night in that 9th inning, because he didn't see it.
Okay, so I forgot who was in first for. It was Josh Tomlin who was pitching first.
And then Will Smith had to come in and.
Josh Tomlin is, in the immortal words of a friend of mine, he's a gas can. You bring him in, and it is just gas on the fire.
Yeah, and Josh gave up 5 runs.
Right.
Then Will Smith gave up 2, and they won 11-9.
It was almost. You almost blew an 11-2 lead in the 9th inning. That would have been.
Yes.
Now, when the game ended, was a tying run on base or were the bases clear?
The winning run was batting. And
you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
See, I was listening to the Phillies game. I was listening to the Phillies game, and they were talking about it, and they were following it. And they said it's 11-9 now, but I didn't know there was traffic, or I'd have flipped it over. That's crazy.
Yeah, there was traffic on second and first, Tony. The winning run was batting.
Well, that's crazy.
But do you still believe the Braves are going to win the NL East?
Rather easily.
Right. And then exit right.
Don't you?
I don't know. I'm like some people. I won't believe it until I see it in the last game of the season.
Well, the deal about our team, any of those teams in that division is they're all basically 500 teams. And so when you're a 500 team, you're capable of winning 8 in a row and then losing 8 in a row. And the Braves are capable of that. The Braves are by no stretch of the imagination a juggernaut. So
how do you think the Braves are going to do in Baltimore, Tony?
They're going to smash them. Baltimore's terrible.
They have a history of playing bad against them, though.
I know, it's weird, right?
It's even really bad Baltimore teams somehow find a way to win series against them, even
miles
at
to our
home
sleep
or on the road.
Baltimore.
So hopefully we're under
now the Phillies
800
and Padres got to
miles,
play. Padres lost again yesterday, Josh.
Fuck the Padres,
if the Reds
Tony.
didn't F around, the Reds would be a game and a half ahead of them right now.
Yeah, they would.
But the Reds are effing around with the Cubbies for some reason. The schlubs.
Tony, and my first question for you is, you've been saying you think Tennessee is going to beat Florida in football this season. Are you? No. I've never said. Wait, whoa. Are you being a sheep?
What kind of a question is that, Matt? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Matt? Ask your question again, Josh. I talked over your question. Go ahead, Josh.
My question was, Tony, do you believe that Tennessee will beat Florida?
Knocked your damn headset off. What the hell?
For sure saying that they are going to beat them, or you being a sheep?
Well, first of all, I'm a sheep every day. Secondly, I think Tennessee's got a good chance to win there. I've got to see the Vols play first.
Right.
Florida needs to get in his thick skull, though, that whether or not the Vols win there is immaterial to our conversation because he's got Meatloaf as his coach. And they're going to be pretty good at Florida. Ask me how they'll be in 2022. Pretty good. 23? Pretty good. 2024? Pretty good. 2025? Pretty good. Because they have Meatloaf.
We're going to stop
Meatloaf's
here
pretty
and
good.
sleep.
It's not great. It's pretty good. Joshy boy, do you like Meatloaf?
No.
I don't either. Matt, are you a Meatloaf eater?
There are those who would like to see you fail. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Let's go.
Brian, you a Meatloaf eater, Brian?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not a Meatloaf eater.
I wish he was actually the kind of coach that
Go to sleep.
was more comparable to what I think
All right,
Meatloaf
grab another
actually
drink,
is,
be right
which is
back.
not good at all.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And Tony, can this Hendon Hooker guy play, or is he like a liability if we get?
No, he's okay. He just gets cold. That's one of my favorite stories when he got cold for Virginia Tech. Was it the North Carolina game, Matt? What game was that where Hendon Hooker was up there cold?
Clemson.
And they couldn't find him. He was over there on the sidelines like shivering. He wouldn't go back in the game. He was over there shivering. That occurred. I mean,
I think Clemson would cause some quarterbacks to get cold.
Interesting.
You have to score like every time you have the ball to have a chance to beat them, and you're not doing it.
Cold feet, cold.
Tony, you want to know what Artemis thinks about the first game?
Not really. Artemis is a goof. He's an absolute knucklehead. He's a baseball no-show.
But I'll tell you anyways, Tony. He thinks that we will not blow out Bowling Green. He says the Vols will only be lucky to win by 10 or 13 points.
Does he realize Bowling Green's the worst, maybe one of the worst teams that ever strap it on in Neyland Stadium?
Yeah, and I told him that too, Tony. I even told him what Nashville Lee said,
Nashville Lee knows.
Yeah.
Nashville Lee breaks it down. You talk about a guy that breaks it down scientifically, Josh. How many guys do you know? Does Artemis have his own power ratings?
No, he don't.
Does Artemis have flow charts? Does he have computer programs?
No.
Artemis, stick to doing whatever it is you do. I'm not sure what he does, but He's a clown. He didn't even like baseball.
Back over the 2
Does he
million
like
mark.
baseball?
Heck yeah, folks. Good job, Gerard.
Do you watch MLS soccer?
All right, back on the road here.
He's a big European soccer fan.
Oh God, I'm right. MLS is the league, man. It's the league. It's the league. Hey, Joshy boy, I love you. The Braves gonna win tonight?
Got 600 and.
They're off tonight, Tony.
Oh,
63 miles to go.
Phillies play tonight.
That's at 83.
Today
I
at
can't
4,
tell.
Joshy boy. 340. You're watching it. You're locked in there in the pennant race, aren't you, Joshy boy? Are you cheering for my guys today?
I hope you guys win today.
Nice of you. Just look at throw a dog a bone, you know.
Have a good day. Go Balls.
Great, go Balls to you, Joshy boy. And I'm not a sheep. And I think we have a chance to win at Florida. If you guys want to laugh at me, laugh at me. If people want to dismiss or deride that, dismiss and deride it. But I'll tell you this right now. Tennessee's got a chance. 13-point underdog. That's 35% in Vegas. 13-point underdog. How do you know? Because I got the numbers. I got the party with me, man. I know this stuff. I'm paid to know this stuff. It's what we do here. A couple more phone calls and I gotta get out of here because I got week to do, as they say in the Bahamas. Hello and welcome into our next call.
Tony.
Yo.
Hey, Tim out here in Sevierville doing these flowers, man. What's going on?
Hey, Sevierville Tim. Welcome in, buddy.
Hey, just wanted to get my 2 cents in here and stuff.
Okay.
You're picking Florida. I'm picking against Florida because I do want Florida to go down. I know the chances are very, very slim, but I will take them because I just don't care for Florida.
There you go. So that's enough for me.
Took my vacation to Universal finally with the youngins. Took them all down there. Passed through Gainesville as quick as I could. I didn't want to go that way, but I went that way, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go through here. So I went through and got through it. So I didn't want to go through there anymore than I had to. But I went back up the East Coast side.
What's the best thing to come out of Gainesville, Florida?
Went back up 95.
75 north, baby.
When you get up above 95, how did you loop on over to 75?
Well, I went 75 going down, but going back, I went back up 95.
And so when do you eventually get over this way, don't you? When you're going 95, how do you get over?
Yeah, I went through Georgia and South Carolina and stuff.
Oh wow, it's pretty. You weren't really the back way home.
The drive was great. It's 10-hour drives down there, 10 hours back. So there you go.
So you had about probably 30 minutes to avoid the armpit of the universe, Gainesville.
Yeah. Yes.
That's worth every minute of it.
And of course the wife. You know, tomorrow's my anniversary, 27 years.
God bless you, man.
Yeah.
What's your wife's name?
Her name is, we call her Miss Dolly, and she's Mamaw Dolly to the babies.
Dolly, congratulations on that long marriage to this gentleman.
Yeah,
it's a great thing to celebrate. God bless you guys.
I want to jump in and stuff and everything and just get my 2 cents. I'm going to do everything I can to try to stay up as long as I can for the after Bowling Green game for up all night if I can.
Unbelievable.
I don't know how much I'll get to stay up, but I'm going to do what I can because I want to hear everybody, including those that never get heard. Thank goodness, but you're going to let them be heard.
That's what we're doing. Everybody's going to be heard that night, and you'll be up longer than Roger. Oh, Roger will have a belly full. He'll be asleep probably 12:15.
But I wanted to get the flowers out here. I got to go.
Do it, my friend.
Got to go down Sorority Row and all through UT today to drop off some flowers for all the college.
Oh, that's so nice. Boy, that's a really rough job. Sorority Row today. Be careful.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Yes,
Good talking to you. Yes, sir. Hope nobody jumps you and takes your flowers there at Sorority Row. Let's get our next call, and it can be rough in that part of town. Hello and welcome into our next call.
Hey, Tony, how y'all doing?
Hey, doing great. Thank you.
Hey, this is Josh. I'm up in North Virginia.
Oh, man. Great to talk to you. Where in Virginia?
Lynchburg.
Oh, God, it's pretty country there.
Yeah, man. Hey, I enjoy Florida's calls, man, but he's got to be a closet Tennessee man.
Why you say that? He sounds scared, doesn't he?
I I don't know if he's scared or not, but he sounds like Big Will to me. Is he not?
No. Him and Will Goodwin are two different people. I can promise you that.
I just can't fathom not liking a team, but then listening to that team's sports radio.
Well, he just loves my show because he finds it entertaining, and because we go back and forth, and I get a bunch of people. I get a bunch of Kentucky fans that tell me they listen to the show now, and because they just love the entertainment of it, and we do have fun on here. So.
Oh, it's awesome listening to him. I mean, I have to pull over when he gets on because it's you two going back and forth. Man, that's awesome. But I'm gonna have to side with you, man. I think Tennessee's got a shot for Florida this year.
Yep. He's afraid.
I'm gonna ride or die with you, man. I think they're gonna take it.
We're gonna ball out. He's afraid. I hear that in that man's voice. Brian and Matt, they try to comfort him. But one thing I told Florida is, you can come on here and express your fear. Nobody gonna judge him. Up here in Lynchburg, I'm not gonna judge. You're not gonna judge him, are you? The man's got fear in his voice. No, you bring your fear in here, Florida. We're for you. I stand with that man.
Well, I think we all do. But I appreciate y'all.
Thank
Great
you.
Radio.
Great.
Have a good one.
Great talking to you. Look, when you come in here to tell somebody else that you're afraid, I mean, I'm for you, Florida. There's no question when he heard Joe Milt's quarterback coach talking today, he said, God, this guy's getting 1% better every day. Brian, did you guys catch that? He's getting 1% better every day. Imagine. He's going to be 40% better.
Yeah.
He's going to lap himself by the time we get to Alabama. You get 1%
Imagine how good it'll be when we get to Georgia.
I mean, hell. Right. We play them at the end of the year now, right? 200% better. Shit. Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome into our next call.
Hey guys. Hey Tony. Hey Matt. How y'all doing today?
Oh gosh.
No, I'm saying how y'all doing today? Matt, how you doing, Matt?
Roger, I'm doing great. I hope you are too.
Do you know what my son's doing? Would you pray for my son today?
Yeah, of course, Tony. Of course. Right. Yeah, that's what I do. I pray for people.
Well,
so yeah, of course.
So he's in a foursome today, a golf foursome with. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Polish Joe.
Wow.
Gold Brick Joe. Gold Brick Joe. Yeah. Polish Joe. And Tony Jones.
Oh wow! How about that? Wow.
Two Anthony's and two Joneses.
Do you think Anthony will have any gray matter in his brain left when he's done with them, when he goes back to Penn?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're they're good people. So yeah.
You talk about scraping what's left.
Gonna win a lot of skins.
Well, he's gonna win some money off those people now.
Oh yeah.
Because Polish Joe's dumb enough to go out there and try to play with him, and try to bet with him.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Paulie Joe.
What tees does Polish Joe tee off of?
Polish Joe needs to be playing from the gold to the reds, Matt.
Yeah. So it's Tony. Tony, he playing with them. Are they good? Are they any good, Tony? At golf?
Gold Brick Joe, he works on a golf course.
Right.
And Tony Jones, I mean, he's a.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Tony Jones, right? A lot of those like Division I basketball coach types, they have what you call the foot wedge, Raj. When nobody's looking, they take the ball and kick it. Kick it forward. You turn your head on them, and the ball goes 50 yards further than you thought it went. Or he might have a ball, and it's over there out of bounds, and Tony will kick it right in the middle of the fairway.
I like putting my ball in a tee in the fairway.
There you go. Brian tees him up right in the middle of the fairway. Why not? Why not, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tony, I wanted to talk to you about today. But today, I just want to ask you, why I don't understand why does that make you a hard time about Tennessee? But you've been saying Tennessee before this year. How come everybody give you a hard time about Tony? Why is everybody saying why did everybody give you a hard time for? Because that ain't been played. The game ain't been played, I'm with you too. I think this can be 4 too. But why did everybody give you a hard time for Tony about since to be 4 to?
Roger, the truth is the wind blows the hardest at the top of the flagpole.
Yeah.
The late great Johnny Majors used to say that. And it's as true as it can be. And we're at the top of the flagpole here. We're at the tip of the spear on this show.
Goddamn right. Vols the best,
Raj,
baby.
At the end of it all, I'm not afraid to get on the air and say I think Tennessee could play
V-O-L-S. Go, Vols, go!
Did I say, Roger, people are
We're going to
words
fucking
in my
win,
mouth. Did I ever
Tony.
say the Vols are going to win there?
No, we're going to lose.
No,
It's going to be humid. It's going to be hot.
Yes.
Fuck them. Fuck Florida. Those scooter riding motherfucking asses. Fuck them.
That's exactly right.
And people just, people don't.
I'll never forget when I went to Florida as a representative of the university. Their band did a show promoting recycling, which featured every member of the band with drumsticks beating on recycling bins.
Yeah, Jimmy told me.
Did that happen? Hashtag fuck Florida. Hashtag fuck Tim Tebow. Hashtag what the fuck was that?
Huh? All the time. Did he not tell you we talked?
No,
Yeah, he told me they're going to be terrible on defense. Roger, what are you laughing about? And Brian, why are you being a simpleton? Brian, why are you being a simpleton all of a sudden? Brian, why are you acting like a damn simpleton all of a sudden?
I learned from the best.
Interesting. You already said, Roger, you learned from the best. He's called me a simpleton, Roger.
All right, 500 miles ago.
If the shoe fits, wear it, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Roger, are you and Roman getting excited for wrestling coming to town in September?
I don't know. No, when is it, Tony?
It's like in September. I bet Roman knows. Does Roman watch wrestling, Raj?
Yeah. Yeah, he can watch. Yeah.
Matt, when's the last time you attempted to watch modern wrestling?
It's been years, Tone.
So I watched AEW last night.
Hell yeah,
like
Tony.
The intro,
Hell yeah.
And these little guys were in the ring, and Sting comes out. Sting, Matt. And Tony Schiavone screams, I did Sting's match. He's back. No. He's
Tony.
back on USA Network for the first
TNT.
time since 2000, and I'm like, and he was old then.
Tony, he's 62 and he works well.
What are we doing? Wrestling, develop new stars for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Okay, we're calling it to Tony tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow, we're calling him to Tony. God damn it, Tony. God fucking damn it, Tony.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Fuck that racist piece of shit.
I miss Hulk Hogan. I miss Hulk Hogan.
You miss him? Well, he's a racist piece of shit, Roger.
Roger, were you disappointed when he joined the NWO?
He became a bad guy. Raj did not like that.
Boom, 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 boom.
He's a good. He's a real good wrestler. I miss him coming. I miss him wrestling with Rick Flair. You know, win the belt and everything. I miss his move he done. You know that song too, Matt. I miss that song a lot. I saw a lot he done when he got to the ring.
You like Real American, Raj?
Yeah,
that's such a great
a lot.
Oh my gosh.
All right, 484 miles to go.
It's
should be able to make it on the sleep. Definitely make it on fuel.
I love it. Maybe he done his hand and stuff, you know, and so too.
Oh, when he would do that, thing where he would cuff his hand to the crowd, Raj, and everybody was screaming, and they would go over to one
Hulk
side,
up.
and they would scream, and go over to the other. I mean,
it's called Hulk up,
Let's listen
Tony.
to a little Real American here. That's what Roger's talking about.
No! Fucking hell, Tony, stop it! Stop it, Tony! Stop! 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 Please, Tony. Tony, we're begging. Begging, Tony. We'll call in tomorrow and correct you on AEW. Hashtag CM Punk. Hashtag 10 o'clock TNT Friday Night Rampage. Folks, watch the most anticipated wrestling show in the last 20 years. Let's be honest. 20 years. Stop, Tony. God damn it, stop. Stop. Stop.
Matt, did you like Hogan back in the day? Matt
Fuck
Dixon?
Hulk Hogan, racist piece of shit.
I mean, he was all right. He was never one of my favorites, but I mean, he was just kind of there, just kind of one of the guys. I mean, you had to watch him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's good. He's good for sure, man. He was real good at. Yeah, he's good with that. He was good. He was.
Man.
So Tony.
Tomorrow, Friday, we are calling into Tony.
I went out. Tony. Joe,
and we are going to turn him on to AEW. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not into AEW, if you're not into professional wrestling, just shut the fuck up, okay? Like, it's fake. It's fake. Oh, you watch NCIS? Oh my God, that's fucking fake. Take a Canadian Destroyer, folks. Take half the moves these people take. It's scripted. It's predetermined. It's not fake. TNT, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock. TNT, Friday nights, 10 o'clock. Tomorrow night, actually, yep, 26 minutes from today. One of the greatest wrestlers in the world, CM Punk,
today. You're our final caller.
is going to debut.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
10 o'clock, TNT. Folks, tune in.
Give Roger the save.
Love you,
Give Roger.
Roger.
Save. I was supposed to get off here a half hour ago. I got two people I got to call, and I apologize. I hope they're listening. I don't think they are.
400 miles to go.
Matt, Bry, any final thoughts?
Just 2 weeks away. Jerry Colquitt number of days away from the kickoff.
Shut the fuck up, Brian.
14. Jerry Colquitt.
Jerry Colquitt.
Shout out to Luke.
Shout out Lukey. Matt, thank you. John Adams on Thursdays from here on out. We love you. God bless. Go Vols.
Oh, yeah, baby.
We're 14 days out from kickoff. That's
Hell yeah, we made
I've
it.
got Brian Hartman with me. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, will be joining. We are 1 hour away from a tremendously huge announcement, which will shake the ground here in East Tennessee when it comes down. We are 2 weeks
All right,
away
what
from
we
our
got to
overnight
go?
broadcast, which will never be forgotten by the living fan. Brian Hartman, do you have a thought on today's festivities before we get started?
Thank you, Tony. Alright, let's get a little music going here to finish up this stream. What, cat? No. No way. Really? Alright, get a little background music here. Let's finish this delivery and call it an evening. Back over the 2 million mark after buying 2 more trucks and hiring 2 more drivers. Boy, we're about to start making a ton of money. Down to about 375 miles to go. Gonna finish it nice and strong. Come on, why are you slowing down, you idiot? Okay, 350 miles. Let's go, baby. Uh-oh. Got our cruise control set. We are looking at 343 miles to go. $144,000. I'm pretty sure what it is. Yep, $144,253. Oh, baby, that's gonna be a lot of money. Come on. Let's finish it. Down to 324 miles. Let's go, baby. Let's finish this. Get that damn money. Beautiful scenery here on this drive. I remember where we're heading. Where are we heading? From Burlington to Newmont. Okay. From wherever to wherever. Alright, speed limit's up to 65. Let's go ahead and push her up here. Come on, IB, you got this. How many miles we had on her now? 68,718 miles on this beautiful Peterbilt 389. The first truck we bought in this game. $285 miles. Let's finish this before we have to sleep. Good on fuel. Alright, what do we got? 247 miles. I remember this place. Ah, shit. Okay, we're doing 10 over the speed limit, but fuck it, who cares? We're about to be rich. Go! Go, Griswolds, go! Fuckers. Thank you. Alright, we down to 200 yet? 223, okay. Closer and closer. Come on, baby. Let's get her the fuck. Oh shit. Oh shit. What happened there? I don't know if I agree with what just happened, but we'll accept minimal responsibility, I reckon. Oh, fuck. 15% damage. Bitch, get out of the way. That's not good. Alright, 215 miles. We can make it, though, with this damage. We're good. Don't know what the fuck just happened, but that's alright. Alright, 200 miles. Let's go, baby. Oh, shit. Let's make up the time here. Oh, God. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. We're good. Alright, 180 miles. Let's go, baby. Make up that distance. Take those miles down, baby. Let's go, bitch. Come on, Aunt B. You're a freaking beast. 68,838 miles. Hell yeah. Down to 150 miles. This is what we needed. Fuck your traffic laws. Alright, what are we down to? 127. Let's go, baby. We are wide open with Aunt B right here. Spread eagle. Get the fuck out of the way, buddy. Come on. Oh, come on, you asshole. Get out of the way. Don't stand on the tracks when a train's coming through. Oh, shit. Alright, 100 miles to go. Let's finish this, get that goddamn money, and call it a night. Boy, that's a lot of fucking money. Oh, love it. Love it, Texas.
That was the longest night of my life.
right, 25 miles to go, baby. We are on our way to $144,000. 18 miles, 17. Let's go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, God. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Keep right. And then exit right. Exit right. In 0.1 mile, turn left. Turn left. Continue straight.
Tomorrow. Fuck. Almost today. 1 minute from today, folks. We are going to call into Tony Basilio and we are going to set him straight on Sting's role in AEW. We're going to hype up the Friday night Rampage TNT 10 o'clock. Folks, watch it. Just watch it. Download the TNT app. If you've got cable, you'll watch it. Biggest wrestling show in the last 2 decades. Mark our words. 1 hour, 10 to 11. TNT, CM Punk. It's coming, baby. It's coming, boys and girls. The resurgence of wrestling. Tony wants to talk shit about Sting. Sting is 62 years old and still can go in the ring. Love it. Been a star for nearly 40 years. Love it. Don't talk shit, Tony. Alright, what are you doing, Mr. Dump Truck? Alright, we are about to our destination. 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Don't give a fuck. Hashtag. And, baby. We are here. Oh boy. The amount of money that's about to come our way. Cannot wait. Oh yeah. And we bought 2 trucks. Hired 2 new drivers tonight. Huge step forward for Yeehaw Trucking Company, folks. The best trucking company on this side of the Mississippi. Alright, come on. Oh my God. God. Oh my Lord. What has happened? Oh no. Shit. Oh well. Alright. $144,000. 3,429 XP. Oh baby. Alright. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We are less than 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks from Tennessee football. And you bet your goddamn ass we're going to bring it all we got this year. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye.